Welcome to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. This season's broadcast coverage is made possible in part by College Street Cottages, Georgetown Jewelry, Georgetown Shirt Company, Glenn Patterson, Realtor, Grand Endeavor Homes, Oak Ridge Disciple House, and Rob Hip Insurance. And now, on to the field with color analyst Michael Francis and the voice of the Patriots, Travis Banks.
1 week removed from a 35-20 victory on the road against Bastrop, the Eastview Patriots return home for the third out of 4 times this season, looking to improve on their 5-1 record as they are set for a huge matchup against the Glen Grizzlies that will have implications in the postseason standings. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. My name is Travis Banks. Joined alongside me, as always, is my broadcast colleague, Michael Francis. And, Michael, last week, a bit of an odd second half for both the Patriots and the Bastrop Bears, as we saw a number of penalties. The Patriots were shut out in that second half. Those penalties ended up with Coach Fekoch getting ejected from the ball game and Charles Ross being pulled from the ball game. He's actually not starting this week, and it will be an interesting game to see how the Patriots will rebound from that, and not necessarily in a bad way because they ended up winning that game last week, 35-20. But again, some odd situations there, and this Glen team is a bit of an unknown team. We don't know a lot about them, but we know that they are tied in the district standings with Eastview.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tonight to see how Eastview will settle back in. The good thing is, coming out of that, because Jackson Colson left at halftime, he is actually on the starting lineup tonight, so that is good news for Eastview coming back in. As you're right, the second half of that game, Travis, Bastrop was able to hold Eastview scoreless. They scored all their points in the first half of the ball game. And then everything just kind of unwound. But we saw from both teams, there was a lot of frustration, a lot of chippiness that was going on out there, and a lot of back and forth. And Eastview kind of let their composure down just a bit, because I know Coach Fekoch has reiterated to these guys over and over again, keep it on the field. Let's play our game. Let's don't let them get into our heads and take us off our game. And Bastrop successfully did that last week with Eastview in the second half. So, we want to definitely see a better rebound from that. And I'm sure, Coach Fekoch has got everything back in Eastview Patriot mode, and that's what we're going to see tonight versus these Glen Grizzlies just down the road from Leander.
Yeah, statistic-wise, it was a pretty even matchup for the Patriots last week against Bastrop. The key difference being in the turnover department, Michael Sedgwick having the lone interception of the game for the Patriots. A number of sacks, 0 sacks for Bastrop, 3 sacks for the Patriots defense. So defense playing well. All the work was done on the ground, really, by both squads. Jackson Colson, 157 yards through the air last week, 12 completions on 17 attempts. But again, most of the work being done on the ground, with Isaiah Quentin Jackson and Amarian Brooks both going for over 100 yards on the ground, 101 yards on 19 carries for Amarian Brooks, and 112 yards on 16 carries for Isaiah Quentin Jackson. That two-headed monster, so to speak, Michael, they're looking to continue their momentum and build on that tonight against Glen.
Yeah, and Eastview continuing their tradition with the one lone exception of scoring on their first possession of the night. Did that versus Bastrop last week, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep that up against these Glen Grizzlies tonight.
We talk about this game being a pivotal matchup in the District 13-5A standings. Well, we know that Weiss and Brenham are currently tied for first place in the district standings at 3-0 in district play. And Glen and Eastview are both tied for third place, I should say, coming into tonight's game at 2-1 in district play. Where the records differ, however, is in non-district play. Eastview, of course, 5-1, 2-1 in district play. Glen 3-3 overall, 2-1 district play. A bit about their schedule: they started out week 1 against Liberty Hill at home, losing that game by a score of 41-13. Week 2, they went on the road to McNeil and lost 48-29. They picked up their first win of the season on September 13th, Week 3 against McCallum on the road, winning that game 35-14. They started district play at home against Elgin, winning that game 21-16 on a Thursday night back on September 26th. 2 weeks ago, they were on the road at Weiss, lost that game by a score of 42-0, getting shut out there. And then they returned the favor last week at home against Cedar Creek, shutting out Cedar Creek by a score of 16-0. So, as I said earlier, Michael, it's a Glen team that really doesn't have much of an identity right now. They're still kind of searching to find their place in this district. However, they are in that top 4 spot along with Eastview, Brenham, and Weiss right now. So if the playoffs were to happen today, Glen would have a spot in the playoffs. So, again, a dangerous Glen team, and the Patriots need to be ready.
Oh, absolutely, they need to be ready. And you know, you talk about that game that they played versus Weiss. The biggest surprise in district play this year has been the Weiss Wolves. I mean, you talk about a team that has taken it to some 6A programs and in their non-district schedule and have played tough ball in their district schedule so far, which I believe we play Weiss next week, Travis, in Pflugerville.
That game, of course, being on a Thursday night, so there will be some additional mojo going on in that game, because anything can happen in those Thursday night games, especially out there in Pflugerville at the new field.
And the good thing about it is it's a Thursday night, so we'll be able to stream live video for that broadcast.
Indeed, we will, as, of course, the video replay of this game will be uploaded a little after midnight in the overnight hours. UIO rules indicate that we are not allowed to stream live video as the team captains meet in the center of the field here at Birkelbach Stadium. I'm sorry, Michael.
Interesting that Eastview only sent out 2 captains.
Yeah, those captains both being Roland Hines and Riley Cooper. Meanwhile, 3 captains for the Glen Grizzlies, Noah Reichold, Alexander Townsley, and Jarvis Henderson.
So why don't we go ahead and introduce our starting lineup for the Eastview Patriots tonight. Starting offensively and wide receiver, sophomore number 16, Michael Sedgwick. Wide receiver, sophomore number 18, Peyton Adams. In the slot, sophomore 13, Tyler Wagner. At the H-back, sophomore 45, Jacob Martin. Those first 4 positions, Travis, all sophomores. Tailback, junior, number 24, Isaiah Quentin Jackson. And your starting quarterback for the night, senior, number 12, Jackson Colson. Left tackle, senior, number 65, Caleb Sammons. Left guard, sophomore, number 50, Mac Howard, was brought up from JV this week to play tonight. At center, junior, number 59, McKinley McLaughlin. At right guard, senior, number 67, Rodrigo Gutierrez. And at right tackle, senior, number 55, Riley Cooper. Defensively for the Patriots tonight, at corner, senior, number 2, Darian Shanklin. At corner, sophomore, number 16, Michael Sedgwick. At free safety, sophomore, number 13, Tyler Wagner. At strong safety, sophomore, number 18, Peyton Adams. At weak safety, junior, number 24, Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Your Mike linebacker for tonight, sophomore, number 33, Thomas Thornburg. At your Sam linebacker, senior, number 22, Eric Millette. Your nose tackle, senior, number 17, Brandon Hernandez. And senior, number 7, Luke Brown. Your defensive ends, junior, number 35, Justin Nazer. And number 72, Sammy Gonzalez. So a name missing from that starting lineup defensively is number 10, Roland Hines, tonight. So some changes on the Patriots starting lineups tonight. So interesting to see if, why those changes happened. And thinking maybe there might be some disciplinary action from last week, as they are suited out and don't appear to have any injuries.
That is what we have been speculating, throughout while we've been setting up, Michael. And another additional name missing from that 2 deep, the starting 2 deep at least, is Charles Ross, who has been delegated to backup duty tonight. Again, fully dressed and should see some playing time, but again, a potential disciplinary measure. Coach Feacock has been very tight-lipped about all that has gone down last week against Bastrop, and we don't expect to ever hear anything about that from him. But that was last week. This is this week. It's a brand new week, and we are just about set for kickoff here at Georgetown ISD Birkelbach Field. The Patriots taking on the Glen Grizzlies out of Leander. The Patriots tonight wearing their home uniforms, the third of only 4 home games this season. They will be wearing their white helmets with the EV logo engulfed in the American flag, blue jerseys, and red pants. A bit of a change up from the last 2 home games this season where they've worn all blue uniforms, whereas the Glen Grizzlies come out with their navy blue helmets, white road jerseys, and orange pants, looking a lot like the Houston Astros, who have a big game tonight against the New York Yankees, Game 5 of the ALCS. Looking to go on to the World Series. And Eastview won the coin toss, has elected to defer to the second half, so they will be kicking off to Glen here to start the game off. And back deep to return for Glen is just one player, that player being Alexander Townsley, one of the team captains, a starting member of the secondary and a senior at Glen. He's set up at the 10-yard line as Jose Rodriguez sets up at the 40 to kick this ball away.
So, again, we apologize tonight, folks. We don't have a crowd mic going. We're having some technical difficulties here in the press box of getting that to you.
We hope to have a new crowd mic for you next week at the field as Jose Rodriguez's kickoff is taken at the 25-yard line to the 30, to the 35. Spinning around, trying to get something going is the return man, Jarvis Henderson. He is finally brought down at the 35-yard line after about a 10-yard return, and Glen will have some very good field position here to start out their first drive of the evening. And we want to take some time to thank our sponsors, especially our sponsor of the first quarter, Glenn Patterson Realtor. We could not put on these broadcasts without our sponsors. Thank you, Glenn Patterson Realtor, for your support of SHN Sports and Eastview High School and Eastview High School Athletics. As it's 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line of Glen. Shotgun formation for the Grizzlies, and it's going to be a handoff to the running back who makes it to the 40-yard line, and down at the 45-yard line. Should be enough for the first down. We'll see where the referees rule the ball. No, it will be a 9-yard gain for the running back. On the carry, that was Julian Morris. And the Grizzlies will go hurry up on 2nd down and 1. It's another handoff to Morris. And Morris gets the first down. He crosses the 40 and is brought down at the 41-yard line. And it's enough for a Glen first down. On the tackle for the Patriots was Eric Millette. So Glen will slow down now. Starting quarterback is Drew McGuire. As it'll be 1st and 10, ball on Glen's 47-yard line. McGuire in the gun. Takes the snap, hands the ball off to Morris, and Morris has a huge hole up the middle. He crosses the 50 and is brought down just shy of the 45-yard line by Jordan Oswald. It'll bring up 2nd down for the Grizzlies. They'll make a couple of substitutions here. Second down and 4, ball on the Eastview 47-yard line. The Grizzlies going from right to left on your computer screen, and it's a handoff, and it's a sweep to one of the wide receivers who has a huge hole up the right side to the 35, and he's brought down, tripped up. And on the carry was Rondrick Stubblefield, who did anything but stubble on that carry. He picks up another first down for Glen as they are inching closer and closer into the end zone.
Glen controlling the line of scrimmage right now. Linemen are setting up some good blocks and opening running lanes that are being very successful for the Grizzlies so far.
1st and 10. McGuire drops back. He throws to the right side and it falls incomplete. Thrown over the head of the intended receiver in the end zone, Jarvis Henderson. On the coverage for Eastview was Darian Shanklin, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he definitely had plenty of time to pass back there. Did you notice that?
Yeah, the Patriots had seemingly no pass rush on that play. As McGuire sets back up in the gun, 2 receivers to his left, 2 running backs, 1 on each side of him, and it's a handoff on second down to Rondrick Stubblefeld again, and Stubblefield makes it to the 30-yard line, gain of about 3 yards before being brought down by Thomas Thornburg. Brings up third down and 7 to be specific. The ball will be on the Eastview 30-yard line for Glenn. McGuire in at quarterback. Comes out in the gun, 1 receiver on each side. Morris in at running back, and it will be a handoff to Morris, who is almost brought down immediately, and he might have gained a yard on that play, if anything. Making the tackle for the Patriots was Lincoln Thiel, and this will set up a 4th down and 6 for Glenn. And it looks like they're going to stay. The offense is going to stay on the field. Indeed, Glenn's offense will stay on the field. They will not go for the field goal. That would be about a 47-yard field goal from here. 4th down and 6, ball on the 29-yard line. McGuire in the gun, 2 receivers to his left. McGuire pump fakes, drops back. He's going to scramble up the middle, and he has got wide open field, and he gets the 1st down, makes it to the 20-yard line. He dodged a tackle from Justin Nazer, but it was more than enough to pick up the 1st down.
Eastview doing a great job of putting pressure on him that time, but they didn't have a linebacker staying at home to spy him out, and he was able to pick up that 1st down going up the middle.
Great run by the quarterback, Drew McGuire, brings Glenn to a 1st and 10 from the Patriots' 21-yard line. And now McGuire in the gun, 2 receivers to the left. It's another hand off to Stubblefield, and Stubblefield has a huge hole, and he makes it back to the right hash mark, brought down inside the 10. And now that'll be another 1st down for Glenn as they are inside the red zone, inside the 10. And they are looking to score. On the tackle for the Patriots was Justin Nazer.
Glenn having a lot of success on the ground right now, Travis. They're controlling that line of scrimmage.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line for Glenn. McGuire comes out in the gun, 1 receiver on each side, and it's a handoff to Morris, the running back now. Morris gets inside the 5 and is brought down at about the 3-yard line. And making the tackle there for the Patriots was Justin Nazer again. As this will bring up 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line for Glenn now, and they're going to bunch up now. Drew McGuire, the quarterback, in a pistol formation. He's got 3 running backs to his right side, and McGuire hands the ball off to Morris again, but Morris is stuffed at the line of scrimmage by a wall of Patriots linemen. He's going to push his way forward, but I believe the referees are going to call him down on loss of forward momentum, forward progression. It will bring up 3rd down and goal here from the 3-yard line for Glenn. A huge 3rd down, as you got to believe this is 4-down territory, Michael, this early in the game.
Definitely is. For Glenn, they want to put an exclamation point here on their offensive success on this opening drive.
3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line for Glenn. McGuire comes out in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to his left. He sends the running back Morris in motion from left to right. And he's going to send another receiver in motion from left to right. It's a fake handoff. It's an option pitch to the left side into the end zone for the touchdown is Stubblefield. Stubblefield getting the pitch on a triple option. A great offensive play call by the Glenn Grizzlies, and they've got 6.
Well, I'm surprised that Jaden Simpson didn't get flagged for holding because he had a ton of Michael Sedgwick's jerseys in his hand right in front of a referee. And
out to attempt the PAT is the kicker, Fernando Rosas. That PAT attempt is up, and it is good. So with that, a little over a 5-minute drive, the Glenn Grizzlies go up by a score of 7-0 over Eastview. We're going to take a brief commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Locally owned by Pam and Al Bartschmid, College Street Cottages is proud to offer vacation rentals in beautiful and historic Georgetown, Texas. With premium amenities and comfortably sized spaces, our cottages provide the best accommodations that Georgetown has to offer. All of the remodeled 1940s cottages include complete use of the entire house and yard, fenced backyard with seating, eating area, and a barbecue grill, convenient parking in front, and detached garage garages. For more information and to book, visit collegestreetcottages.com.
Back here at Georgetown ISD Stadium, Birkelbach Field, where the Glen Grizzlies have just taken a 7-0 lead over the Eastview Patriots. About midway through the Glen Patterson Realtor first quarter, as Rosas out to kick the kickoff at least, and a fair catch is called for and made by Tyler Wagner at about the 33-yard line. Back to return for the Patriots was Michael Sedgwick and Isaiah Quinton Jackson, but I believe Fernando Rosas, the kicker, knew better than to kick it anywhere near their direction.
That'll be interesting to see how Eastview responds with this possession right here, Travis.
So we will see Jackson Colson, who did not play the entire second half last week against Bastrop. He'll set up shop 1st and 10 on the Patriots' own 36-yard line. In the gun, 3 receivers to the right of Colson. Colson fakes a handoff, throws over the middle, caught Jacob Martin at the 45. Martin able to gain about 3 more yards before being tripped up just shy of the 50-yard line by Shamir Nichols.
What a great slant play by the Patriots to pick up that first down. 13 yards on that first play.
First down for the Patriots, ball on their own 47-yard line. Colson in the gun, 2 receivers to his right. Colson rolls out, and it's a draw play to Isaiah Quinton Jackson, who has a huge hole up the left side. He crosses the 50 to the 40 to the 30 to the 20. He's still going into the end zone. Isaiah Quinton Jackson, no flags. They did not rule.
That is going to be a flag. There's a flag. Michael Sedgwick got called for holding, so it'll be a spot foul.
Okay, I do not see the flag on the field there. And the referees did not blow that play dead.
At the 30-yard line. They wouldn't blow it dead.
All right. So, nevertheless, should be a first down for the Patriots. We'll see what the referees have to say. And it is again holding on Michael Sedgwick, just as Michael said. So, it will be a first down for the Patriots. They make it into Glen territory on that Isaiah Quinton Jackson run. That's a run of near about 20 yards.
What a perfect play right there, and sad it had to get called back.
1st and 10 from the 40 Patriots. Gun formation. Jackson Colson, two running backs, 2 receivers on his right. It's a handoff up the middle and stuffed almost instantly. It's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, and Amarian Brooks has nowhere to go on that carry, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Making the tackle for Glen was Bryson Hunter. They're going to give Amarian Brooks 2 yards on that carry, so it'll be 2nd down and 8, ball on the 38-yard line. Patriots come out in the gun. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Isaiah Quinton Jackson sent in motion from right to left, and Colson takes the snap, throws, caught at the 35-yard line by Quinton Jackson, and Quinton Jackson barrels his way to the 30 with 2 Glen defenders on his tail and is finally brought down after getting a Patriots first down. The chains will move. What a great catch and run by Isaiah Quinton Jackson.
Absolutely. He caught that ball, Travis, and he put his helmet right in the chest of the defender and drove him backwards about 5 yards and picked up the first down. Outstanding effort by Quinton Jackson.
This brings up a 1st and 10 Patriots, ball on the 28-yard line. Colson in the gun. Throws right, caught at the 15-yard line. It's Peyton and makes it to the 10-yard line before being brought down. That's Peyton Adams, I should say, getting the start tonight here at wide receiver, and a great first catch by Peyton Adams. As the Patriots go hurry up, it's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Patriots need to go 10. It's a shotgun formation, and a flag blows the play dead.
Be a false start on the Patriots.
Flags were just a flying, as just about every line judge and the umpire in the backfield.
Well, they're visiting about it, but it looked pretty clear from here. What did they call?
They called it on the defense, actually. I thought I heard defense.
It was on the defense. It may have been. You can draw the offense off, and then they have a name for it, but I can't think of what that name is. It's like you tip the offense off that the ball snapped, and
Well, that makes it a 1st and goal inside the 5, or at the 5-yard line. As the Patriots need to go 5, they hand the ball off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who really has nowhere to go on that run. He's immediately brought down, and the Patriots will go hurry up again in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on each side of Jackson Colson. It's a handoff to Marion Brooks, and Marion Brooks rushes up the middle into the end zone for the touchdown. 4 yards out. Marion Brooks gets the Patriots on the board, and Michael is another opening drive, another opening possession for the Patriots, and another score. All but one game this season.
All but one. Patriots doing what the Patriots do. Now they're going to have to turn around on defense. They're going to have to learn how to contain this ground attack of the Grizzlies.
Jose Rodriguez out to attempt the PAT. It is up and it is good. So just like that, the Patriots need a little under 2 minutes to get on the board as they tie this ball game up 7-all against Glenn. We'll take a brief commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll have more exciting action here in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter when we come back. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
We're back here at Georgetown ISD Birkelbach Field, where the Patriots have just marched down the field and, using their ground game, have tied this game up at 7-all.
A nice mix of passing and running during that series. Travis, and Eastview showing some flash during that opening drive and scoring the touchdown to answer Glenn Grizzlies' touchdown score. So just got to contain. You got to contain this running attack.
Game is tied at 7 as Jose Rodriguez is out to attempt the kickoff, and a flag will be thrown before Rodriguez can even kick the ball. So we should be seeing a re-kick here. I'm assuming that was a false start or something on Eastview, because the line judge right there was the one who threw the flag. Coach Feacock is over on the sideline, and he's not happy with his team.
Yeah, that's interesting. Usually it's offsides on the kicking team, but that's only if you pass the football before it's kicked. So maybe I'm just too old school. Maybe that's just all there is to it.
Well, they're going to move the Patriots back 5 yards and re-kick this kickoff. Back deep to return for the Glenn Grizzlies is Alexander Townsley. He's at the 15-yard line as Jose Rodriguez. I'm sorry, this is Brandon Hernandez kicking off now. Brandon Hernandez now kicks the ball off, and it's going to be a short, low kick that is taken at the 30-yard line by Jarvis Henderson, and Henderson runs from left to right. Henderson trying to get a hole, and he runs east to west more than he runs south to north. Henderson is brought down at about the 33-yard line, so he ran all that way and only ended up getting 3 yards. He ran about 30 yards from sideline to sideline, though, Michael.
Right. Well, it makes it interesting. For sure, because if he could have gotten the edge, he could have gained some significant yardage upfield before being tackled.
So now we'll get our second look at this Glenn Grizzlies offense, who marched right down the field and scored on their opening possession, as this game is tied 7 apiece. 4:38 to go here in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. Drew McGuire comes out in the pistol formation. He's got 2 receivers to his right side. It's a handoff to the back, who gets the edge over the right side, makes it to the 40, to the 45, and it's tripped up at the 45-yard line and brought down by that was Thomas Thornburg making the tackle there. It will be more than enough for a first down for the Glenn Grizzlies.
Tell you what, I'm seeing a lot of holding by the Grizzlies on Roland Hines, and they're not getting a flag thrown on it.
That was Julian Morris on the carry for Glenn, as brings up 1st and 10 ball on the 45-yard line. It's another handoff to Morris from the shotgun formation. Morris makes it to the 45, just shy of the 50-yard line, before he is brought down by Jordan Oswald. A decent gain there for Glenn. They'll give Glenn about 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6 from the Glenn 49-yard line.
Now they're playing so methodical right now and just taking good chunks of yardage on the ground.
McGuire hands the ball off to Jarvis Henderson in the backfield, and Henderson makes it to the 50, 1 yard before being brought down by Eric Millette. And so that'll be 3rd and 5, ball on the 50-yard line for Glenn. It's the Patriots defense looking to hold here.
Yeah, they really need to hold them here and force them into a punting situation.
Glenn will come out in the shotgun formation. 2 running backs out for McGuire, 2 wide receivers to his right. McGuire takes the snap, and it's a handoff to the running back who spins around after crossing the 50. That is Shamir Nichols getting the carry. He is brought down just shy of the 1st down marker. He'll be about a yard short is where the referees are going to spot him.
I think you're definitely going to see the Grizzlies go for it. Actually, almost more like 4th and 2.
They're going to rule that 4th and 2, and the Patriots are going to call a timeout to talk things over with 2:44 to go here in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. We'll go ahead and keep it right here as they take this timeout, Michael. What do you think of this decision for Glenn to go for it? You got to think they've got to with the way they've been running things on the ground.
The way they've been running, you have to. It's, stop me is what they're saying. They could say, you stop me and I won't do it no more. But right now, Eastview's having a tough time containing a run less than 5 yards. So, they've had a few plays where they've held them to a yard. They've had none where they've held them less than a yard.
It is clear that Glenn scouted the Patriots very well last week. As remember, Bastrop had 212 total rushing yards on the ground last week against this Patriots defense. Patriots more than backed that number up on their own offensive side on the ground. But again, rushing defense has been kind of a weak point for this Patriots defense this season. As the Grizzlies come back out for a huge 4th and 2, the ball will be spotted on the Patriots' 47-yard line. Glenn needs to make it to the 45. They'll come out in the pistol formation. McGuire with 1 wide receiver on each side. He's got a running back behind him, and it's going to be a handoff to that running back. That is Morris, who gets the 1st down and is tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 6 yards for Julian Morris. And that's just got to be a killer for this Patriots defense, making the tackle. It looked to me like that was Brandon Hernandez making the tackle there.
Well, you notice what the Grizzlies are doing. They're running away from Roland Hine. They're not running towards his side. Those big gashes are coming over on the right side of the offensive line.
1st and 10 from the Glenn 45-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Grizzlies. It's a handoff to Shamir Nichols, who rolls out to the right side. Cannot quite get the edge. He'll pick up about 2 yards, rushing towards the Glenn sideline, and is finally brought down by Eric Millette. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd down and 8.
Good containment by the Patriots to go down the line and minimize it to just a 2-yard gain.
2nd and 8, ball on the 38-yard line. Game tied at 7 apiece. Glenn takes the snap. McGuire, 2 receivers to his left, hands the ball off, and stuffed after about a 3-yard gain at the 35-yard line is the running back, Julian Morris. And this will bring up 3rd down and 5. Morris tackled again by Brandon Hernandez.
And the Grizzlies continue to dial up the running attack, Travis. They've only gone to the air twice.
It's like a shark in the water smelling blood. Shotgun formation now for the Grizzlies. McGuire, 1 running back on both sides of him. 2 receivers to his left. 3rd down and 5. They need to get it to the 30. McGuire gets penetration. That is Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who makes a huge sack. Isaiah Quentin Jackson getting the sack on Drew McGuire. A huge play on 3rd down. It'll bring up 4th down and 12. So a 7-yard loss on that sack. And now Glenn is backing up. It looks like they are finally going to punt this ball away.
A shoestring tackle by Quentin Jackson. have forced the Grizzlies into a punting situation. Outstanding effort on the blitz by Quentin Jackson.
Noah Reichold is set to does a rugby-style punt that bounces into the end zone. Isaiah Quentin Jackson will not have a chance to return this punt. So it'll be a touchback, and the clock will stop with the score tied at 7 apiece here at Georgetown ISD Stadium, Birkelbach Field. We've got 26 seconds remaining here in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter, and now the Patriots on their second offensive drive of the night have a chance to take the lead.
Well, Eastview does have a quick strike offense, and with Colson's arm and the quality of receivers of Michael Sedgwick, you could see something like that.
On first down from the 20-yard line, it is a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who tries to get something going up the middle but has nowhere to go. He is brought down almost instantly by the Glenn defensive line. Making the tackle was Kalen Guyton. And this will bring up second down and 10. And will the Patriots be able to get one more play off before the start of the end of the quarter? And they will not. So that'll do it for the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. Patriots and the Grizzlies are tied here at 7 apiece in this pivotal District 13 5A matchup. We'll take a brief commercial break, and we will have the second quarter here and the rest of this Patriots offensive series here in just a moment. Stay tuned. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
We are back here at Birkelbach Field for the start of the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter, with the Patriots and the Grizzlies all tied up at 7 apiece. Good. Thank you for watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. I'm Travis Banks. He's Michael Francis. We thank you for choosing to spend your Friday night here with us on SHN Sports. And at the start of the second quarter, Jackson Colson will take the snap and throw to the left side. Falls incomplete, but flags are flying.
Yeah, it's going to be defensive pass interference on Dominic Sullivan.
The pass was intended for Michael Sedgwick towards the Patriots sideline, as at the start of the second quarter, the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter, the Patriots are going to go from right to left on your computer screen. So that pass was thrown towards the Patriots sideline, and the Patriots will get a bit of a break here. It'll be an automatic first down and move the chains. This will set up a 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Patriots. Jackson Colson comes out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right side. Colson in the middle of the field. Takes the snap, fakes a handoff, throws a slant route to Michael Sedgwick, and Michael Sedgwick drops the ball. And if he'd been able to hold on Michael, I think that would have been a touchdown, because he had his man beat, and on that slant route, he had nothing but wide open field towards the right sideline.
Well, that was going to be some big yardage, and the slant has been working well for the Patriots so far tonight. Still haven't seen Charles Ross on the field yet.
That'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball still on the 30-yard line. Colson in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right. Colson throws middle, caught at the 40, and immediately hit and brought down and tackled. Making the catch was Peyton Adams, and he was brought down by Jeremiah Howard. There is a late flag all the way in the backfield, however, though. We'll have to see what that's about.
Maybe roughing the passer.
It is indeed going to be roughing the passer, so that'll tack on some extra yardage to what was already a great play offensively for the Patriots. And this
is a 15-yard variety penalty.
This is going to move the Patriots into the Glenn side of the field. And an automatic first down. It'll set up a 1st and 10 from Glenn's 44-yard line for the Patriots, as they await their instructions from the sideline from Coach Feacock. It'll be 1st and 10. They set up in the shotgun. 2 receivers to Jackson Colson's left. And Colson takes the snap. The play is blown dead. It looked to me like one of the wide receivers for the Patriots, I think it was Tyler Wagner, moved his foot.
The right guard moved, so I believe it's going to be false start.
Patriots know they messed up there, so they'll move back 5 yards. This will make it a 1st and 15 and set them up at the Glen 49-yard line.
Well, that's definitely the thing that you don't want to get started, self-inflicted wounds and doing silly things like that right there. So got to clean that up. They played error-free first quarter, so hopefully they can keep it up.
1st and 10, Colson in the gun. It's a handoff up the middle to Amarian Brooks, who has nothing but a wide open field to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 10. Amarian Brooks is gone in the end zone. 49-yard touchdown run, Amarian Brooks. The Patriots take the lead.
And no flag this time.
Amarian Brooks, 49 yards, just like that. The Patriots take the lead 13-7 over Glen. 10:58 here to go in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. As Jose Rodriguez is out to attempt the PAT, Jose Rodriguez's kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, 10:58 to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. The Patriots take a 14-7 lead over Glen in this pivotal district matchup. We'll take a brief commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll have Glen's response right after this.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a third-generation resident of Williamson County, his knowledge will assure you will receive the best price for your purchase or sell. Don't wait. Contact Glenn today at PattersonPropertiesTX.com.
We're back here at Birkelbach Stadium. Birkelbach Field, I should say, Georgetown ISD Stadium, where the Patriots have just taken a commanding 14-7 lead over the Glen Grizzlies for their first lead of the evening. Following a 49-yard touchdown run by Amarian Brooks. And, Michael, they just made it look easy on that play.
Absolutely they did. It's right up the gut. Grizzlies trying to play the edge and the slant and left that middle wide open, and Amarian Brooks takes advantage of it as he takes it to the house.
Back to return for Glen. On the left side of your computer screen at the 10-yard line is Jarvis Henderson. And this is going to be Brandon Hernandez out to kick the ball off again. And Hernandez's kick is going to be taken at the 10-yard line by Alexander Townsley. And Townsley makes it to the 20, to the 30. He's got some speed. He makes it to the 40 before being brought down. Possibly a touchdown-saving tackle for the Patriots. Looked like it was Tanner Ballou making the tackle there. And Alexander Townsley, he got about a 30-yard return. He just took that ball and just took off. What's speed on that youngster?
Well, he had great speed, but he followed the crease that the return team had set up for him and was able to make some big yardage.
So this will give Glen a 1st down and 10 from their own 41-yard line. So great field position here for Drew McGuire as he comes back out to lead his offense. He sets up in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his left, 1 running back on both sides. As McGuire takes the snap and he hands the ball off on a sweep from the shotgun formation. Taking the handoff was Rondrick Stubblefield, and he is brought down at about the line of scrimmage by Seth Kirkland.
No gain on the play.
Patriots are starting to kind of wise up to Glen's rushing attack. This brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line of Glen. McGuire now coming back out on the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right, 1 running back on each side. He sends one of the backs in motion from right to left. McGuire takes the snap, drops back, steps up into the pocket, and he's nearly sacked by Roland Hines. He spins around, rolls out and left to avoid the sack. Throws caught at the 45-yard line and spinning around to the 50. Crossing the 50 is the receiver who's pushed out of bounds, and a late flag is thrown. Making the catch for Glen was the running back, Julian Morris, the starting running back. And the late flag is going to be thrown on Jordan Oswald, who was the one to throw Morris out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a needless penalty. You'd already had him well outside of the boundary and decided to take him down right in front of the official. So there was no tripping involved in it. He just took him all the way to the ground.
It looks like this is going to be a penalty of about the 15-yard variety, and it's going to set Glenn up in very good field position here, as it'll be a 1st and 10 from the Patriots' 30-yard line. Drew McGuire will come out setting up in the shotgun formation yet again. One receiver on each side, 2 running backs to his left. McGuire takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Morris, and Morris rushes out toward the left hash mark and is brought down at the 30-yard line. Gains maybe 1 yard on that carry before being brought down by a wall of Patriots defenders. Eric Millett getting the tackle there.
Well, you give them the short field and put them in running territory right here, and Georgetown or Eastview did a great job of containing the run on the last possession of the Grizzlies, and they need to do the same thing here with a short field.
2nd down and 8, ball on the 28-yard line. McGuire in the shotgun formation hands the ball off up the middle to Morris again. Morris makes it to the 25 for a solid gain of 3, maybe 4 yards before being brought down by Luke Brown, and this will set up 3rd down and 5 for the Grizzlies.
So Morris, I mean, he's a big running back. He's going to get his yards. He's got to contain as much as you can. And they're playing 4 down linemen on the defensive side of the ball to try to close up all the running gaps.
3rd down and 4 now. So Glenn, shotgun formation, 1 receiver, 1 back on each side of McGuire. McGuire hands the ball off, and stuffed in the backfield is the ball carrier, brought down by Brandon Hernandez. And wow, what a great play by Brandon Hernandez, getting penetration and being able to tackle Rondrick Stubblefield, the ball carrier, bringing up 4th down and 5, so a loss of 1. And now Glenn, the ball at the Patriots' 25-yard line. They have a big decision to make. Glenn setting up now 4th down and 5. They're going to come out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to McGuire's right, 2 to the left as well.
Look for him to hand it back off to Morris again.
They'll send a man in motion from right to left. It's a fake handoff, and McGuire is going to roll out to the right side towards the Patriots sideline, and he's tackled just short of the 1st down marker. McGuire will not get the 1st down. He was tackled by Jordan Oswald near the Patriots sideline. Sammy Gonzalez had a hand in stopping McGuire too, pushing him towards the sideline, and it'll be a turnover on downs for the Patriots, but the Patriots will take over. What a great defensive stand by the Patriots here in the Courtney Home Inspection 2nd quarter. The clock will stop with 7:54 to go here. The Patriots leading 14-7, and now having a shot at expanding their lead.
Eastview does a great job here, Travis. They make 2 critical stops and get the ball back away from the Grizzlies and put it back in the hands of Jackson Colson.
Colson now on 1st and 10, shotgun formation, throws over the middle, pass falls incomplete, broken up, intended for Michael Sedgwick and broken up by Dominic Sullivan, but a flag will be thrown. It looks like that's going to be defensive pass interference.
Yeah, they're going to get Sullivan for that again. That is his 2nd defensive pass interference penalty.
Sullivan was it was almost like he was trying to leap on to Michael Sedgwick's back.
He was all over him. He had one hand on his left shoulder and the other hand over the right shoulder to knock the ball out of his hands, but you can't do that before the ball gets there.
So the Patriots will move forward. It'll be an automatic 1st down. Chains will move. They will set up shop at about the 33-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots here. Jackson Colson will lead his offense out in the shotgun formation with 3 receivers to his right side. Running back on the right of Jackson Colson. Colson takes the snap and hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks, the running back, and Brooks gets about 2 yards, making it to the 35-yard line before being stuffed by the Glenn defensive line. Getting the tackle was Bryson Hunter. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Ball will be on the Patriots' own 35-yard line now. As the Patriots hurry up, same formation, 2 receivers to Jackson Colson's right. Colson takes the snap. It's another handoff up the middle to Brooks, who spins around to the left side and dodges some defenders, makes it to the 40-yard line. So a solid gain of about 5 yards before Brooks is brought down by Callan Guyton. So this will set up 3rd down and 2 for the Patriots. The ball is on their own 41-yard line, and they'll hurry up. Same formation. Colson now trying to draw the Grizzlies off sides. Fails to do so, and so he's going to look towards the sideline to get instruction from Coach Feacock, calling a little bit of an audible here. 17 seconds to go on the play clock. They've got plenty of time here. Colson now takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Brooks up the middle. Brooks runs into a wall, and he tries to barrel his way forward, but just can't get enough to get the 1st down. He might have gained 1 yard, if anything, on that carry. Making the tackle again was Bryson Hunter for the Grizzlies. This will set up a 4th down for the Patriots offense. And the Patriots are going to stay on the field, and no, they are going to punt the ball away. 4th down and 1, ball on their own 42-yard line. A great defensive stop by the Grizzlies. Jackson Colson will remain on the field to punt the ball away from the 30-yard line and back to return at the other 30-yard line of Glenn. As Colson's punt is high, and it will be a fair catch will be called for and not made by David Brooks. I'm sorry, that was Alexander Townsley. And the ball will just bounce and roll out of bounds. And Glenn will take over with some pretty decent field position here. 5:59 to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Glenn trailing 14-7.
So a good defensive stop by the Grizzlies. They had it done to them twice and were able to kind of stop this juggernaut of an Eastview Patriot offense and get the ball back. Now Eastview has to answer that with their own stop.
So now 1st and 10 for Glenn, ball on their own 19-yard line. McGuire in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his left. McGuire drops back, has all day to throw, and he steps back up into the pocket. He finally rolls outside to the left as he gets under pressure, and McGuire rushes towards the left sideline, the Glenn sideline, and really has nowhere to go. He might have gained a yard on that scramble, but brings up 2nd down for the Grizzlies, and boy, McGuire just had all day to throw, Michael.
Well, he had a little help. There was some holding going on out there, and no flags were being thrown, so the referees are letting the guys play a little more than normal. It looks like they gave him no gain. So
that'll make it 2nd down and 10 from the Glenn 19-yard line. Clock will stop with 5:45 to go here. Glenn trailing 14-7. McGuire now, 1 running back on each side. 2 wide receivers to his right. McGuire drops back and steps up into the pocket, rolls out to the right side now, and looking for a man thrown right. Falls incomplete, nearly intercepted by Michael Sedgwick. The pass intended for receiver Jaden Simpson. And, boy, that was a risky throw by Drew McGuire. Michael Sedgwick doing a great job to get in there and break up that pass.
Well, he has a lot of time to throw, Travis, but what does that say about the Eastview secondary? They're covering the receivers. He's having to look for a guy to throw to, and he's doing all his checks and can't find anybody. So he has to scramble and make something happen with his feet, and hopefully a receiver will come back to him.
So this will be a huge 3rd down for Glenn now. 3rd and 10, ball on their own 19-yard line. 3 wide receivers to McGuire's right in the shotgun formation. It fakes the handoff. McGuire throws over the middle, falls incomplete, overthrown, intended for Jaden Simpson. And on the coverage was Jordan Oswald, and Simpson is furious, looking for a flag from the referee. He will not get that flag. It'll be 4th down for Glenn.
And justifiably so, because Oswald had a handful of jersey in the middle of his back and did not get called for it, so he got away with that one.
So with 5:29 to go here, the clock will stop in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. And Glenn, trailing 14-7, will punt the ball away. The punt is up, and it's going to be a fair catch. It's going to be called for by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Will not be made, as the ball will bounce from the 50 to and roll to about the 40-yard line before being downed by Glenn. So this will set up Eastview with very good field position here as they look to continue some of the momentum, leading 14-7 over Glenn.
Yeah, they need to get down here and get another score and make this at least a 2-score game going into halftime.
They'll have 5 minutes to work with here in the Courtney home inspection second quarter.
But an interesting set of play calls, Travis, was the Grizzlies have been dominating on the ground, and then in that possession they go exclusively to the air.
And they did not find much success, as on 1st and 10, it will be a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson from the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Quentin Jackson will be brought down by Callan Guyton, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots here, as we are just under 5 minutes to go here before halftime. Colson now in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his right. Colson takes the snap, rolls out to the right side toward the Patriots, or the Glen sideline. He throws, caught at the 50-yard line is Jacob Martin, and Martin rolls out of bounds, or pushed out of bounds, I should say, by, that was Callan Guyton again.
Great concentration on behalf of Martin to keep his eyes on the ball as the defender was all over his back and make the catch and pick up the first down.
1st and 10, ball on the Glen 49-yard line, I should say. It's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who rushes up the middle over the right side hash mark, and he's brought down after gaining about 3 yards. Making the tackle for Glen was Bryson Hunter, and this will bring up second down for the Patriots. It'll be 2nd down at about 7, maybe 6, depending on where they spot the ball. It will be 7. 2nd down and 7 now, as the Patriots hurry up. Shotgun formation. Colson, 2 receivers to his left side, running back on each side. And it's a screen pass caught by Isaiah Quentin Jackson at the 50. Quentin Jackson barrels his way to the 40 and is shoved out of bounds just shy of the 1st down marker by Johnny Nguyen, a member of Glen's secondary. So this will bring up 3rd down and 1 as the Patriots enter Glen territory. Clock will stop with 4:05 to go here in the Courtney home inspection second quarter. The Patriots lead it 14-7. Shotgun formation for the Patriots. 2 receivers to Colson's right. 1 running back on each side of Colson. Colson takes the snap, and there was some movement before the ball was snapped, and the referees all throw their flags. We'll see who they call it on. I believe that was Eastview.
Yeah, the left side of the line took off. So now you make it 3rd and 6.
Caleb Salmons is going to be called for that false start. So that will back the Patriots up, turning a 3rd and 1 into a 3rd and 6. And you know you've got to hate that if you're a football player. So it'll be 3rd and 6 from the Glen 45-yard line. The Patriots need to make it to the Glen 39-yard line, I should say. 6 yards. Colson now will come out in the shotgun formation on this huge 3rd down. 1 running back on each side, 2 receivers to his right. The referees blow the play dead, however. It will be a timeout called on Eastview, their first of the night. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 4:05 to go here in the Courtney home inspection second quarter. The Patriots look to convert this 3rd down, leading 14-7. We will be right back after this.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Back here at Georgetown ISD Stadium, Birkelbach Field, where coming out of a timeout, the Patriots, leading 14-7 over Glen, are looking to convert a 3rd down and 6 from the Glen 45-yard line. So they need to make it to the Glen 39-yard line. And Colson now in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right side, 1 running back to his left. Colson will send Michael Sedgwick in motion from left to right, and it's a direct snap to Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Isaiah Quentin Jackson takes the ball, rushes up the middle, and has nowhere to go. He gains a yard, maybe 2 on that carry, before being brought down by Sebastian Laredo Allmiller.
Yeah, interesting that Colson was on the sideline for that play. And Quentin Jackson was the quarterback. He took the direct snap.
They'll officially rule that a 1-yard gain, so it'll make it 4th down and 5, and the Patriots will punt the ball away. Jackson Colson will remain on the field to punt it from the Patriots' own 45-yard line. And back to return at the Glen 10 is Alexander Townsley. So Colson's punt is up, and it goes to the right. It has some distance. Townsley will not attempt to return the ball. It will bounce and roll out of bounds inside the 5. And, yeah, the referees are going to rule it down at the 4-yard line, rule it out of bounds at the 4. So a great punt by Jackson Colson with, not a lot of wind tonight. So Jackson Colson wasn't punting into any sort of wind. He didn't have any sort of assist to the wind with the wind.
Well, interesting how both offenses came out on fire and the defenses struggled to stop each other. And now we're seeing more of a defensive play here in the second quarter.
Had a number of punts by both sides in a row now as the clock will stop with 3:14 to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Glenn will take over from their own 4-yard line, trailing 14-7. McGuire, the quarterback. 3 receivers to his right side. He'll be in the shotgun formation. Morris, the running back. McGuire takes the snap, hands off to Morris, and Morris rushes up the middle and makes it to about the 6-yard line for a gain of 2, maybe 3, before being tackled by, that was Thomas Thornburg. So now Glenn, 2nd down and 7 from their own 7-yard line. McGuire, 3 receivers to his right side from the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, rolls out, throws right, caught, nearly intercepted, no, falls incomplete. No, the referees rule it. It was caught. It was caught by Jaden Simpson. Pass was nearly intercepted by the Patriots, but they're going to give Glenn the first down. They're going to say that Simpson made the catch.
I'd like to be able to see that on replay. I think that was incomplete myself, but it was a bang-bang play, so it's hard to see.
1st and 10 for the Grizzlies. McGuire takes the snap, rolls out to the left side, and is hit at the line of scrimmage as he tries to get the edge, but cannot. Making the tackle was Brandon Hernandez. McGuire will get about 2 yards on that carry. Brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Grizzlies. And now Drew McGuire on 2nd down. They're going to roll it 2nd down and 9. So now McGuire takes the snap, drops back, and he's nearly sacked. The ball is nearly stripped, and McGuire is brought down in the backfield. I don't think he lost control of the ball, but he is going to be brought down, and I believe that was Roland Hines. I'm sorry, no, that was Brandon Hernandez who got the pressure in there, as there's a timeout called now. We will go ahead and take it with them. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. Clock stopped with 1:45 to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. 3rd down and 13 now. And we will be right back after this.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, 3rd down and 13 for Glenn, trailing 14-7. McGuire in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right side. He sends a man in motion from right to left. McGuire steps into the pocket, throws over the middle, caught at the 25-yard line, and immediately brought down. Making the catch is Jarvis Henderson. And it's going to be enough for a first down. So a great pass play by Glenn converts on 3rd down. And now the clock will continue to tick. Glenn needs to hurry up here. And there's a Patriot down. That's Eric Millette. He throws his helmet off, and he's going to be given some time to get off the field under his own power. Glenn with 1 timeout remaining here, 90 seconds to play here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Patriots have 2 timeouts remaining. As there's some confusion on the field, the play clock has not started yet. The game clock has stopped as well. And Eric Millette is getting back onto the field now After going to the sidelines and readjusting his helmet, he's going to sub out Jesse Gutierrez, who is actually sent back onto the field, and Millette is signaled off the field now. So some defensive confusion. Surprised the Patriots haven't been forced to take a timeout here.
Interesting call. He didn't leave the field for injury. It was to fix his helmet, and they forced him to come back off the field.
So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the Glenn 27 for Glenn. McGuire takes the snap, drops back, has all day to throw. He throws over the middle deep, and the pass falls incomplete. Intended for Jaden Simpson and Michael Sedgwick on the coverage there. That ball had no chance of being caught by either of those two.
No, he's well overthrown by at least 5 yards.
So the clock will stop with 1:18 to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Glenn trailing 14-7. Drew McGuire, the quarterback for Glenn, comes out in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his right side, running back to his right. McGuire takes the snap, rolls out to the right side, looks left, throws left, caught at the 25-yard line. It's Henderson. Henderson makes the catch and runs into one of his own men, but is able to break free to the 40, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, into the Patriot territory, brought down at the Patriots' 30-yard line by, that was Cooper Namkin making a touchdown-saving tackle on Jarvis Henderson. And what a play by Glenn.
That's really disappointing on Eastview's behalf because he ran into his own player, and you had 2 Patriots around him and not able to get over there and make the tackle.
Clock will stop temporarily with 1:04 to go.
Well, Coach Feacock going over toward the Glen sideline. Oh, okay, something happened with, looks like Eric Millette.
Yeah, he's being walked over to the Patriots sideline from the Grizzlies sideline, and he looks to be not hurt too bad. He's walking off under his own power, but the trainers are going to take a look at him. And this would be a big loss for the Patriots defense if Millette has to spend any time outside of the game. It'll be 1st down and 10, ball on the Patriots' 30-yard line for Glenn. McGuire in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. Running back is Julian Morris. And everybody's set up to play, but the play clock has not started yet. Game clock is still paused. Now the referee signal for the clock to move. McGuire. I'm sorry, that is Noah Reichold in at quarterback. Reichold takes the snap, drops back, throws to the left side, in towards the end zone, and caught in the end zone for the touchdown is Jarvis Henderson. Henderson, just a simple fade route for 30 yards, makes the impressive catch and ties this game up pending the PAT.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. You gave up a big explosive play that put the Grizzlies down in your end of the field, and now you give up a big pass into the end zone right before half.
PAT is up, and it is good. So Fernando Rosas, the kicker for the Glenn Grizzlies, ties this ball game up at 14-all with 57 seconds to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. We'll take this brief commercial break here while the Patriots set up to receive this kickoff. Stay tuned. We've got a good one here at Birkelbach Field. We'll be right back after this.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
We're back here at Birkelbach Field where Glenn has just marched down the field and tied this game up at 14 following a 30-yard touchdown catch and throw from Noah Reichold to receiver Jarvis Henderson. Reichold coming in for Drew McGuire has now Rosas at the 35-yard line to kick this ball off. And kicking from the 40 now It's a high kick taken by one of the upmen. Fair catch is signaled for and made by Tyler Wagner just shy of the 30-yard line. So the Patriots will have 57 seconds to work with here to attempt to take a lead into halftime as this game is tied at 14 all.
Well, just as quickly as the Grizzlies scored in that last possession, Eastview is capable of doing the same thing.
And so Jackson Colson will come out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right side. 1st and 10, ball on the Patriots' own 28-yard line. Colson takes the snap, and it's a draw handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who is tackled in the backfield by Glenn defender. That is Oscar Noriega. And so the clock will continue to tick here. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Patriots. Loss of 1 on that carry, and the Patriots are going to take their time, let this clock run out a little bit. Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation yet again. 2 receivers to his right side. Isaiah Quentin Jackson in it, running back to his right. Colson takes the snap, drops back to throw, and has no one open. He's going to throw this ball away as he is under pressure and nearly sacked, but throws the ball out of bounds. And that will stop the clock and set up 3rd down and 9 with 19 seconds to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. This game is tied at 14.
Interesting that they let that much of the clock run off. I guess they're content with going in at a tie score.
So 3rd down and 9, ball on the Patriots' 29-yard line. It's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson up the middle from the shotgun formation. Quentin Jackson makes it to the 35-yard line before being brought down by Devin Pendleton. And that will likely do it. Indeed, it will. The Patriots will not set back up on offense, and the clock will strike 0. And the Patriots are more than content taking a tie game into halftime as they need to figure out what to do about this rushing defense that is just letting Glenn rush all over them on the ground. As momentarily we will throw it to the SHN Sports Studio for the Oak Ridge Disciple House halftime show. And SHN Football Friday, we'll let you listen in live on that. Justin Simmons hosting alone this week. And he will get you updated with all the scores that you need for Friday night action. As we get ready and set that feed up, we will take a brief commercial break. At halftime, Patriots are tied with the Grizzlies at 14. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com. If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
We are back here at Birkelbach Field, Georgetown ISD Stadium, where at the start of the Oak Ridge Disciple House halftime show, the Eastview Patriots take a 14-all tie into halftime after Glenn scoring with just 57 seconds remaining in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter to tie this game at 14 apiece. We thank you very much for choosing to spend your Friday night with us here on SHN Sports for Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. I'm Travis Banks. Alongside me, as always, is my broadcast colleague, Michael Francis. as in just a moment we will be throwing it to the SHN Sports Studio for SHN Football Friday, presented by Justin Simmons this week. Stephen Strong is out with an illness, and we wish him all the best. Real quick, a couple of scores from around the area. Something that will be interesting to this district is over in Brenham. It is 7-0 Brenham over Elgin at halftime. And another interesting score here is in the second quarter, Bastrop 14, Marble Falls 13. Now, that's an interesting game because those are the two winless teams in district play. Marble Falls, of course, winless in overall record as well, coming into tonight's game at 0-6. But, man, you were theorizing, Michael, that Bastrop could go winless in district play this year. It looks like that has a very good chance of happening over about an hour west of us here in Georgetown in Marble Falls, Texas. Another game going on in the SHN Sports Network right now in the second quarter, almost at halftime. Georgetown leading Pflugerville 14-0. That game, of course, taking place down in Pflugerville at the field. And another score that will be of interest to people listening to this broadcast tonight, Weiss 7, Cedar Creek 0. That game taking place in Cedar Creek, and that game has about 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So Weiss having some struggles early on against Cedar Creek. Of course, Weiss tied for first place in District 13 5A with Brenham. Other scores from around the area, McCallum 0, Seguin 14, Round Rock 21, Stony Point 14. That game almost at halftime. Westwood 3, Vandegrift 14, that game in the second quarter. Hutto 10, Cedar Park 3, that game in the second quarter as well. And also Vista Ridge and Cedar Ridge both tied at 14, that game about midway through the second quarter right now. And we have got the feed ready. We are about set to go to the SHN Sports Studio with Justin Simmons for SHN Football Friday and the Oak Ridge Disciple House halftime show. We'll see you after halftime.
Anderson leads Austin High 21-7. It's Westlake out in front of Del Valle 19-3. Hayes over Kyle Lehman 20-0. Round Rock and Stony Point. Stony Point looking to remain undefeated. Now they're behind 21-14. Vandergrift getting a bit of a fight from Westwood as the Vipers only lead by 4, 14-10. Temple running away against Ellison 21-0. Battle of the Ridge. It is Vista over Cedar 27-14. The Matadors of Seguin currently outpacing McCallum 14-0. The game between Travis and Northeast Early High School is still deadlocked at 0-0. Pflugerville Connolly is behind Manor 14-7. The Mustangs of Marble Falls out in front of Bastrop 27-14. Brenham just ahead of the Wildcats from Elgin 7-0. Canyon Lake and Burnett in a tight game 7-6. Canyon Lake, Fredericksburg finally getting an update from the Billies as they are ahead of the Ducks from Taylor 7-0. Lampasas, one of the top ranked teams in the state, playing host to Liberty Hill, who's after making a deep appearance in the playoffs last year, Liberty Hill having some issues this season and trying to find some W's. I think this has probably been one of their toughest football tenures in quite a while, but they are behind to Lampasas 10-0. Waco La Vega, the number 3 ranked team in the state, ahead of Stephenville 14-3. Wimberley ahead of Bandera 28-7. Belleville over Giddings 10-7. Smithville outpacing Brookshire Royal 16-0. You have LaGrange leading Caldwell 8-0. Cuero ahead of Llano 8-0. In this game, Waco Connolly, they are ranked the number 1 team in the state in their classification. Mejia playing tightly with them. That game also on SHN Sports is 7-6. Mejia only behind by 1. We had mentioned that Little River Academy was ahead of Cameron Yo earlier. Well, now the Yeomen got back on track. They lead 19-7. Lago Vista, comfortable 3-touchdown lead over Manor New Tech 21-0. The final from Malakoff against Dallas A-Plus Academy. It was all Malakoff, 72-0. Rockdale and Troy doing battle this evening. And it's Rockdale, the number 5 team ranked in their classification, ahead 14-7. Mason, also state ranked, out in front of Junction, 21-0. San Saba, they had a difficult time against Georgetown earlier this season, but once they start taking on the teams within their district, they have really just dominated. They're ahead of Heiko, 35-0. Thrall and Marlin, another tightly contested game. Currently Thrall's favor, 13-7. Flatonia over Somerville, 7-0. And then this game between the Lions and the Tigers from Bremont and Granger, respectively. Bremont, just a few years ago, they were in the state finals, and I think they're showing why here tonight against Granger. 28-7, our current score. So for all of you that are at halftime here on SHN Sports, I was hoping to have these fantastic graphics all set up for you, but, ran a little bit behind with time. There's so much going on here in Week 8. Must-win games for a lot of teams here tonight just because, that placing for the playoffs is starting to add up, and everybody trying to at least possibly make their way to the big dance. And, I mean, once you get in there, you just never know what could happen. Speaking from experience, came from a really good team one year, and we were hosting. Game got rained out on a Friday night. We elected to play a Saturday morning game, which we had never done as a varsity team player while I was in high school. So a Saturday morning varsity game to make up for a rainout, and we lost. I think that was one of the best teams I've ever played on. We lost in the first round of district play. I've seen games end in weirder ways where I was part of a team that was only down 7-6 because we muffed the field goal because the holder pulled a Tony Romo, unfortunately. And that was before Tony Romo was even Tony Romo. That's how old I am. But now that I'm kind of sitting here reminiscing about old high school stories, you just never know what can happen in the playoffs. Unfortunately, I've been on the bad end of it more so than on the good end. But, I've been on teams that are really well put together. You think everything's going to go right, and then you hit the playoffs, and everything just kind of takes a turn in a downward spiral, and you just never know how it's going to pan out. But what I'm saying is that maybe one of these teams that are kind of one of the dark horses, a little underrated coming into the contest as they get ready for the playoffs, if they barely squeak in, maybe that's the team that has the biggest run out of all the teams. I know Westlake about, I want to say 2-3 years ago, they barely squeaked into the playoffs. They didn't look like they were going to be a strong contender, and all of a sudden, they were in the state final. Granted, they lost to Galena Park North Shore that year, but they made it all the way to the state final. I'm not sure that every team is capable about it, but there's always that possibility. So again, just because your team isn't there just quite yet, there's still a couple of games to go in the season. If they can get things turned around and maybe get some favors from one of those teams that might be outpacing them when it comes to the standings in whatever respective district it may be, there's always a chance that you can just sneak in, and then you have that nice long run. I think your goal should always be to at least play after Thanksgiving. That's always fun, having to play during the Thanksgiving break. And if you can make it to the week before Christmas, even better. So we're still at halftime with a lot of our games here. I know that you all are kind enough to check in with us here at the Georgetown Jewelry Studio in Georgetown, Texas. I'm Justin Simmons, The Smash. You can follow me on Twitter at The Smash Simmons or on Instagram. I think you guys would enjoy it. I'm always at some sporting event. And don't forget, you can follow us here at SHN Sports on Twitter. Use that hashtag SHN Football Friday. Snap a photo if you happen to be at the game or you know somebody at the game. Have them send one over to us on our Twitter. We'll pull it up. We'll use it. Put it on the background. I'll get this all changed up as well. And, we can kind of share the instances of how we're going about this whole Friday night, because honestly, it's just me here in a studio talking to all you fine people. And I'm here to interact with you, and hopefully, you'll interact with me. But as we have mentioned before, many of these games, it's kind of weird how that stacks up for us here on SHN Sports. It seems that all of our games kind of hit that 7 p.m. start time, and then we are already at the half. And we still have plenty of other games that get the 7:30 start time. And I plead sometimes with especially districts like 13-6A. Now that I think about it, I would hope that 13-6A would decide to change their start time from 7 p.m. And I understand it gets the people home a little earlier, but it also makes it way more difficult to get to the game on time. If they would just push it back to 7:30 and kind of line it up with the rest of the teams here in Central Texas, I think that would be rather nice, and really would cut down on travel time and having to sit in traffic and not have to rush home so quickly. I know many of you already either take work off on Friday, either cut out of work early, maybe take a long lunch and don't return. I think I'm guilty of all those things to cover a couple of games, that's for sure. But I can only imagine if you're some of those diehards, like the big boosters, that you'll do anything to get to that game on time. I think a 7:30 start time would sound mighty fine. I think many of you would agree with that. Again, I'm appreciative that you can stop by here at the Georgetown Jewelry Studios. I'm going to work on those graphics here. That way you can kind of get an idea of how those scores are looking around the Central Texas area on our Grand Endeavor home scoreboard update. And a lot of these games now at halftime. Round Rock 21, Stony Point 14, Vista Ridge over Cedar Ridge at 27-14. Temple just got into the second quarter of play. They still lead Elliston 28-0. Vandergrift goes to the half with a 21-10 lead over Westwood. Hayes consolidated over Kyle Lehman 27-0. We're still waiting an update from Austin, Westlake, and Del Valley, but Westlake leads 12-3. And then Anderson High and Austin High. This is something that the Maroons have done all year long. Now the Maroons, in their district, they might not make the playoffs. Let's just be honest. They haven't had the best of times in district play, but they're a team that can score in bunches. And it's 28-14. Anderson, they have won the games that they have needed to win this season. They look poised to make the playoffs in their district, but, and I say but because Austin High can put the points up. If Anderson High falters with an offensive series, expect Austin High to counter to take advantage of that mistake. And this game, give it a few more minutes, I think maybe the Maroons possibly either tied or ahead. I've seen stranger things, but it's just they're at home, they're at House Park, and I think they might come out with a strong second half. It just seems they only need that one big play. Austin Travis and Northeast Early High is still at 0-0. Seguin now over McCallum 21-0 in the second quarter of play. Pflugerville Connolly. I'm not laughing to make fun of them. I'm just laughing because sometimes when things are just so bad, all you can do is sit there and laugh. And I'm not making fun of them again. It's just because their season has been so tough. You think about teams that find ways to win. These kids, unfortunately, just had the worst luck when it comes to trying to find those ways to win. Either the other team comes back from behind at the very last instance, they have a fumble late in the game that cost them. But there have been many instances this season where they probably should have had a win. They did pull off a victory earlier in the year, but they haven't had much more of a success to speak of. But they were able to come back and tie Manor 14-14 as they get ready to go into the half. Marble Falls in Bastrop at the half. It's 27-14 Marble Falls. You have Pflugerville Wise and Bastrop. Those people still listening to us on SHN Sports in case you aren't following along that game. 7-0 Wise. Cedar Creek trying to get back to their winning ways as they had a hot start this season, kind of cooled down during district play where it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride to say the least. Brenham and Elgin now at halftime, 7-0 Brenham. Canyon Lake is still leading Burnett by 1. It is 7-6. Fredericksburg puts another touchdown on the board here in the second quarter of play, 14-0 over the Ducks of Taylor. Liberty Hill finally on the board, but Lampasas is still outpacing them as it's 17-7 in favor of Lampasas, the number 3 team in the state. Waco La Vega now at half with Stephenville, where La Vega, the Pirates, lead 14-3. Wimberley just all over Bandera here this evening, 35-7, and they're not even at the half just yet. Giddings and Belleville. Giddings has been playing some good football this year. Not many people have been talking about them, but the more we follow them, the more success that we have seen from them. They are ahead of Belleville, 14-10. Smithville leads Brookshire Royal 16-0. LaGrange still pitching the shutout against Caldwell 15-0. Lano and Cuero. Cuero having a difficult year this year after winning the state championship last year. They were leading this game, now behind 14-8. Waco Connolly, the number 1 ranked team in that division, still ahead of Mejia, but it's 14-6. Mejia just staying strong. Cameron Yo outpacing Little River Academy 19-7. Lago Vista opening up that lead against Maynard New Tech. It's still 35-0. Rockdale and Troy. Troy coming back as the Trojans tie it up 21-21. Mason all over Junction 28-0. And Sound Saba, they were having an easy night against Heiko this evening 43-0. I would expect a running clock in the second half of play. Flatonia over Somerville, 15-0. And then Thrall and Marlin. Marlin, haven't heard much from them in recent years, but they're staying close in this contest as Thrall just ahead, 25-14. And then Bremont, well, the Lions of Granger, they're going to have to make some adjustments in the second half as they are behind 28-7. So again, a pleasant evening that you can join us here on SHN Football Friday. Little one-man band here this evening. Well, just checking on things as I'm hearing from some of the crews out there, and again, it's just kind of like I have like a whole setup. I kind of feel like Neil Perth from Rush, but without the drums. I just have like a slew of computers that I'm trying to use all at once, and even with all this information and all this technology, it doesn't necessarily mean that I can get it all running correctly at the same time. But it has been exciting as we have been able to bring to you this show. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can get a hold of one of our crews out there. Kind of give us a better idea of what is going on, what they have seen, what we haven't seen. I know right now the Georgetown band is performing at the moment. I'll see if I can connect the call. You guys are watching all my mistakes live, so it's even worse. Try not to be self-conscious. But I would be interested to hear what Wally Harmon has to say about Doppler Dave England. Let me see. I'm waiting to see if this call will actually come through. That's the benefits and some of the realities of live television. I'm waiting to see if this call will actually come through. But I'm still waiting to hear from Dave. It's just one of those one of those moments in time where, unfortunately, I have nothing I can cut to you all. I mean, just here in the studio, kind of giving you an update of some of the scores that are happening around the area. And again, it's kind of hard for me to work on all those graphics all at the same time. You would just see me kind of just telling you things as I was going. But all of our games at the half, and they will be finishing up around 10 p.m. here tonight. See if we can find what's going on over in Mejia. All right. Well, let's go ahead and just take a listen to how things are going over in Mejia as Connolly leads 14-6. And again, thank you for joining me here this evening on SHN Football Friday. From Dave. It's just one of those one of those moments in time where, unfortunately, I have nothing I can cut to you all. I mean, just here in the studio, kind of giving you an update of some of the scores that are happening around the area. And again,
if you're looking up, that ball's in your hands, Miller.
At the same
Yeah,
time.
and that was an errant pass from the quarterback, and the receiver wasn't able to bring it in.
And that was Cooper pressuring him once again.
Yeah, and right here,
At the half.
if 10's going to be in the backfield, you got to bring pressure at him because you know he's going to look to try to throw the ball. And they bring 10 out, and looks like they're going to go back to their normal offensive set.
You know there's got to be some kind of trick play here with 10 seconds left. I mean, they're going to do something.
And they go back to the swinging gate, and Mejia runs all of their defensive linemen out. And you know all they're going to do is they're going to snap it and give it to Sunday.
Listen to how things are going over in Mejia.
Or lead, and then he tries to throw it. Oh!
Oh, Sunday takes a big hit from Cooper there.
Yeah, and they tried to run a little trick play out the swinging gate and throw it over the top. And the defender was able to get his hands up. Looked like Tyrell Kennedy get his hands up and deflect the ball. And as they were going for it, Cooper gave Sunday a good shot before he could try to bring that tip ball in.
Looks like Conley's going to take a timeout. If you're looking up, that ball's in your hands, Miller.
Yeah, and that was an errant pass from the quarterback. They're trying to let their guys catch their breath, and they're going to try to draw something up for the last play of the half. Yeah, and right we'll have a third down and 10's going to be in the backfield, and 10 from the Mejia 39-yard line when we come out of this timeout. You know, and it looked like Conley was trying to run the ball, and Mejia was stacking them up. Then they got the big pass play, but the Mejia defense has done a good job on this possession right now of not allowing them to keep driving it down.
All they're going to do is they're going to snap it and give it to Sunday. Conley kind of stalled their own.
Or lead, and then he tries to throw it. Oh!
Again, it's just trying to get everything started this evening. My apologies about that, as I was unable to get that to you all cleanly. I don't understand what happened. It seemed like it was going to be simple enough to transition over to that broadcast. Let me try again. Again, thank you for your patience here on SHN Football Friday this evening.
You wrap up, and
Dawson
he gets to the quarterback. Oh, and then
it's
just knocked down, and that'll end the half right there. And we'll go into halftime with Mejia trailing the Conley Cadets 14-6 on this Friday night, as we see the two remaining undefeated teams left in the district face each other. We're going to take a break. We'll come back here in a little bit.
And, well, after all that, finally was able to get you there, and then we come back out. So it's 14-6 if you are over in Mejia listening to us here in Georgetown, or actually you would be in Waco tonight. Thank you again for joining us here this evening. SHN Football Friday from the Georgetown Jewelry Studios. It's a little bit of a one-man show this evening, so trying to run everything as games are going to halftime, games at halftime, waiting for games to come out at half, and all that good stuff as well. But you have to remember, in the state of Texas, you do get the 30-minute halftime for both bands to perform, and especially at this pace of the season, bands, they are having their competitions, so they are basically giving you the full show. This is something I didn't think I was actually going to be talking about. But when it comes to high school football, if you watch the bands, if you ever pay attention to the bands, those kids put in a lot of hard work throughout the year. They usually start practice before even the two-a-days start for the football players, and I don't live far from Anderson High School, so on my way to go pick up food or things like that, maybe I'll drive past the high school, and you'll see them already out there in the 100-plus degree summer on the asphalt, working on their routines, them and whatever the proper nomenclature would be for your drill teams, essentially. Where I come from, they were the Donna Diettes. Go figure. But, those kids put in a lot of work, and they're part of just as much as the Friday Night Lights experience as the game that is going on as well. So, I'm glad to see that they're getting a chance to work their full routines. At this point in the season, they should have all those bits and pieces that you have seen throughout the year during their routines. It should all be coming together quite nicely at this point of the year. So I know a lot of those kids getting ready for competitions in their own right. So, hopefully whatever school you support, that you not just support just the athletes themselves, but also your bands, your cheerleaders, your drill team, and everybody else at those schools, because it takes more than just a few people to have it successful. It really takes a whole community to have those schools have achieved the success that they are looking for in all different aspects when it comes to preparing these children to enter the adult world and become good adults. But I didn't mean to digress so much. It's just I was just thinking about it. I had some friends this year that I grew up next to, and now those kids entering their senior years, and they don't necessarily play football, but they're just as much as that experience is. And the parents take as much pride as those kids that are playing on Friday nights with the band, with those drill teams, with those cheerleaders, etc. But we do have plenty of the games still at half, but I have one that has just jumped back in action. Weiss, Cedar Creek, kickoff in the third quarter. We'll send it out to Cedar Creek here live. You are watching SHN Football Friday, and again, I appreciate you stopping by.
Locally owned by Pam and Al Bartschmid, College Street Cottages is proud to offer vacation rentals in beautiful and historic Georgetown, Texas. With premium amenities and comfortably sized spaces, our cottages provide the best accommodations that Georgetown has to offer. All of the remodeled 1940s cottages include complete use of the entire house and yard, fenced backyard with seating, eating area, and a barbecue grill, convenient parking in front, and detached garages. For more information and to book, visit collegestreetcottages.com.
We are back here at Birkelbach Field, where at the end of the Oak Ridge Disciple House halftime show, it's going to be a good second half of this ball game as the Patriots and the Grizzlies are both tied up at 14 apiece. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast of Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. My name is Travis Banks. He's Michael Francis. We're here with you each and every Friday night of this 2019 football season. If the Eastview Patriots are there, we are going to be there as well. And, Michael, it's been a first half that has been a pretty even-sided for this pivotal district matchup. Both of these teams tied at 14 apiece. They're tied in the district standings at 2-1. They're fighting for that third place spot right now, as Weiss and Brenham currently tied for first place. And both of the teams have been getting it done on the ground, and for the most part, as it's been primarily a ground game for Glenn. They scored through the air just before halftime, but for Eastview, it's been they've scored one touchdown apiece, and again, both of those have been on the ground. Marion Brooks scoring both of those touchdowns, one from 4 yards out and another from 49 yards out. However, Patriots giving up two big plays just before the end of the half to Glenn.
Yeah, they've really got to come out and make these adjustments, and they're going to start out on offense to start the second half, so they need to take care of business, get down there and score, retake the lead, and then make their stand defensively and control the outcome of this game.
Again, both of these teams coming in at 2-1 in district. Marion Brooks scoring both touchdowns for Eastview. The two touchdowns for Glenn Of course, they broke open the scoring on their first offensive series of the game with a 3-yard touchdown run from Stubblefield. And, of course, right before halftime, after a switch at quarterback, as Reichold came in at quarterback and fired a 30-yard fade route pass to Henderson to tie this ball game up just before halftime. The Patriots have had a couple of chances, but really weren't able to get anything going. There was a series of punts there around the middle of the second quarter, as it's been a pretty even matchup so far, Michael.
It has. You know, it was a spot-on throw, that pass to the end zone on that fade route, because he was well covered, and he put it only where his receiver could catch it and make the score. You couldn't ask for a better pass.
As the Patriots won the coin toss earlier in the game and elected to defer, so they will be receiving here, and they will be going from left to right on your computer or television screen. Glenn will be kicking off, defending to the right of your computer screen. The kicker for Glenn, Fernando Rosas, is out at the 40-yard line to kick this ball off, and back deep to return at the 10-yard line for the Patriots, Isaiah Quentin Jackson and Michael Sedgwick.
I think that might be somebody. I think it might be Charles Ross.
Is that Charles Ross? Charles Ross might be back after not playing at all in the first half. I believe, yeah, you are indeed correct, Michael. That is Charles Ross. As Rosas kick, he's going to attempt an onside kick, and it's going to be a scramble for the ball at the 50-yard line. We'll see who got it. The referees are blowing their whistles and running out to the field, and it is going to be... There's no signal. Looks like the Patriots are going to maintain possession.
Yeah, interesting right there. It didn't look like it went the 10 yards. The required 10 yards that it had to go before a Glenn Grizzly touched it. So, fortunately, Eastview retains possession on it.
So this will make it 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 50-yard line. Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right. Rolls out, throws over the middle, and intended for Charles Ross. The pass falls incomplete at the 30-yard line. Charles Ross was in triple coverage there, broken up by Glenn's Johnny Nguyen, one of the members of the secondary, and Alexander Townsley was also in on that breakup.
The pass just behind him a little bit, and he tried to slow down and come back to it, but had a hard time making the adjustment.
It'll be 2nd down and 10, ball on the 50-yard line for the Patriots. The score is tied at 14. As Colson, it's a play action thrown to the right to Charles Ross, caught at the 40. Charles Ross makes it to the 35-yard line before being brought down. Making the tackle for Glenn was Joseph Rivera. And so that'll be a 1st down for the Patriots as they go into hurry-up mode. 1st and 10, ball on the 34-yard line. Colson in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his left. It's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who tries to get something going up the middle, but fails to get anything going, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage by Glenn's Bryce Lesser.
That was actually Kalen Guyton, watching him come down the line on the defensive end, and he gets Quentin Jackson by the ankles, and then had some help come in and make that tackle.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Jackson Colson throws to the right side, intended for Charles Ross near the end zone. Falls incomplete. It was overthrown. On the coverage was Joseph Rivera again. And that pass falls incomplete. Will set up 3rd down and 10 from the Glenn 34-yard line for the Patriots. The clock will stop with 11:09 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance 3rd quarter. Score is tied at 14 apiece. And now Jackson Colson taking some time to look over to Coach Feakoch and get his instructions from the Patriots sideline. 3rd down and 10. Colson in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right side. Isaiah Quentin Jackson in at running back. Colson under pressure. Takes the snap, drops back under pressure, and throws. Caught by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Isaiah Quentin Jackson breaks free to the 20 and is brought down after getting a 1st down. He is brought down by Callan Guyton. And, boy, what a touchdown-saving tackle made by Guyton as the Patriots will hurry up here. The chains will move. It'll be 1st and 10 Patriots.
Guyton is all over the field. He kind of reminds me of Roland Hines.
1st and 10 from the 18. Colson takes the snap, throws right. It's caught by Tyler Wagner at the 20. Wagner makes it to the 10-yard line before being brought down by Bryce Lazar. And this will not be enough for a first down, but the Patriots will be a yard away. It'll be 2nd down and 1 from the 10-yard line. Patriots now inside the red zone. Colson in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his right. Colson takes the snap, throws over the middle, falls incomplete, tipped, and nearly intercepted. That was Callan Guyton again, Michael.
17.
Sorry, no, that was Alexander Townsley.
Man, he read that play all the way, and Colson is lucky to get away without that being picked off.
Clock will stop with 10:13 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter. 3rd down and 1 for the Patriots. Amarian Brooks checks in at running back for Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Colson in the gun, 2 receivers to his right side. He's got Jacob Martin in at the tight end. Colson now looking back, calling some audibles, and Colson takes the snap. It is a handoff to Amarian Brooks, who rushes right and has the first down and gets it inside the 5, and he'll be shoved out of bounds at the 5-yard line by Johnny Nguyen. And it's a pickup of about 5 and gets the Patriots a first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6 for the Patriots. Colson in the pistol, 2 receivers to his right side. He sends Jacob Martin in motion from right to left, and it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, who rushes up the middle from the shotgun, and Amarian Brooks makes it to the 3. Before being shoved down by a slew of Glenn defenders. Making the tackle was Jacoby Hines, one of the linebackers for Glenn.
Outstanding play action by Jackson Colson to sell the fake and allow Brooks to make that extra yardage.
So this will make it 2nd and goal from the 2 for the Patriots. Colson in the pistol now. 2 receivers to his left. He sends Jacob Martin in motion from left to right now, and it's another handoff to Amarian Brooks up the middle, and Brooks tries to barrel his way forward, gains maybe a yard, just using his height to stretch the ball out, but cannot break the plane. This will make it 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line, maybe even inside the 1, as the Patriots are going to hurry up, and Colson's going to try to sneak it in. And the Patriots say Colson was able to sneak it in, and the referees rule that he did. Jackson Colson, quarterback sneak from 1 yard out on 3rd down, and the Patriots once again will take the lead 20-14 pending the PAT.
Outstanding effort by Colson on the sneak to get in across the goal line.
He doesn't have any passing touchdowns this evening, but that is his first touchdown on the ground as Jose Rodriguez is out to attempt the PAT. Rodriguez's kick is nearly blocked, but he gets it up, and it is good. So with 9:07 remaining here in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter, the Patriots take a 7-point lead. They lead it 21-14 over Glenn. We'll take a brief commercial break, and when we return, we will have Glenn's first offensive series of this second half. Stay tuned. We're in for a good one here at Birkelbach Field. We'll be right back after this.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
We're back here at Birkelbach Field, where on their first offensive series of the second half, the Patriots take a 7-point lead, 21-14 over the Glenn Grizzlies, following a Jackson Colson quarterback sneak. As Brandon Hernandez now, who has been handling kickoffs all night for the Patriots, is out at the 40 to attempt this kickoff. And back to return is Alexander Townsley for Glenn, who had a dangerous kickoff return earlier in the first half. Hernandez, his kick is up, and it is going to be deep, and it is going to be taken by Townsley at the 20-yard line, and Townsley makes his way to the 30. He breaks free through the middle to the 40 to the 45 before being brought down. Wow, Townsley, a touchdown-saving tackle by Darian Shanklin making a touchdown-saving tackle on that kickoff return.
And he has got some quick feet. He follows that crease well and gets up the middle, and you're relying on your safety and your kicker to be able to make that stop because he's broken through your defensive line to get back and hopefully take it to the house, but good stop.
He's just so fast, as now Noah Reichold will come back out at quarterback. He threw that touchdown pass earlier at the end of the second quarter. And on 1st and 10, it's a handoff to the running back, Shamir Nichols. And Nichols rushes out to the right side, gains a yard, maybe 2. He's brought down by Eric Millette. It'll be a gain of 2 yards, making it 2nd down and 8. The ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line of Glenn. Reichold takes some time to pause. He's going to set up in the shotgun formation with 3 receivers to his left. Reichold now, 2nd down and 8. Sends a man in motion from right to left. It's going to be a fake handoff. Reichold's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a short loss of about 2. Looks like Eric Millette getting in on the pressure there. Great defensive play by the Patriots, taking Reichold down behind the line of scrimmage, and this sets up a huge 3rd down play for the Patriots. It'll be 3rd down and 8 now, so no gain, no loss on that play. Reichold in the gun, sends a man in motion from left to right. Reichold takes the snap, drops back, and he's sacked under pressure. He lets go of the ball, and the ball is scooped up, but Reichold is going to be ruled down at the 40-yard line. The sack was made by Justin Nazer. Justin Nazer getting some great penetration on Noah Reichold, and sets up a great defensive play. And now the Glenn Grizzlies are going to have to punt here on 4th down and 16 from their own 40-yard line.
Great defensive stop by the Patriots. They read that play all the way.
As the punt is up and it will not be returned, it'll take a Eastview bounce at the 25-yard line and will be downed at about the 26. The referees are going to rule it down at the 27-yard line. So a great defensive stand, Michael. And after a so-so performance in the first half, the defense steps up on their first time out on the field here in the second half.
Yeah, I'm sure they got an earful during halftime, and Coach Feacock encouraging them to make these adjustments and take control of this ball game. And there's no reason why they can't. They go down here and score and make this a 2-score lead against these Grizzlies. You're going to need all the help you can because they play tough.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. Ball on the 27-yard line. It's going to be a sweep handoff to Michael Sedgwick, who makes it to the 30 and is going to be brought down just shy of the 35-yard line as he'll gain 5, maybe 6 yards on that carry, on that sweep. And it'll set up a 2nd down and 3. So 7-yard gain there as the clock continues to take the Patriots lead at 21-14. I'm sorry. Jackson Colson now setting back up in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his left. Running back on his right side. Colson takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Brooks. Brooks rushes up the middle, gains maybe a yard, but runs into a wall of Glenn defenders. And making the tackle for Glenn was Sebastian Laredo Allmiller. This will set up 3rd down and 1 for the Patriots here on their own 36-yard line.
Glenn, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say just over halfway through the Rob Pip Insurance 3rd quarter. Sorry, Michael.
Glenn is stacking the box and playing 5-down linemen on that play.
3rd down and 1, ball on the 36-yard line. Colson in the gun. Fakes a handoff, and he throws, caught by Charles Ross at the 45-yard line. Ross makes it to the 50-yard line and is brought down by Jaden Simpson. So that picks up a 1st down for the Patriots, and they make it into Glenn territory here. The ball will be spotted at the Glenn 49-yard line, and the Patriots are going to hurry up here. Colson takes the snap, hands off to Brooks. Brooks has nowhere to go. He runs into a wall towards the right hash mark, and he is tackled by Jacoby Hines, one of the linebackers, a junior linebacker of this Glenn squad.
Glenn doing an effective job clogging up the middle, Travis. They haven't allowed a whole lot in the middle running lanes, and they've done a good job of plugging it up, especially since Brooks took that one to the house way back in the first quarter.
Second down and 9. Colson throws left, caught at the 45-yard line. That's Tyler Wagner. Tyler Wagner stumbles to the 40-yard line, tripped up at the 45 by Connor Seavall, and Wagner able to use his height to stretch out and gain a couple of additional yards to the 40-yard line. Picks up a first down for the Patriots.
Wagner having a very good game tonight.
That'll be 1st and 10 from the Glen 38-yard line. The Patriots in the gun. Jackson Colson takes the snap, drops back. He steps up into the pocket, throws right, caught at the 35-yard line. That's Tyler Wagner again. He's instantly tackled by Alexander Townsley. This will bring up 2nd down for the Patriots. Gain of 4, maybe 5 yards on that play. They're going to make it 2nd down and 7 is what they're going to rule it. So a 3-yard gain. The ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. Colson now. 2nd down in the gun. 2 receivers to his left side. And Colson's going to take a pause and look over to the sideline to the right and call a bit of an audible here. So now Colson makes some adjustments in the gun. And it's a fake handoff, a slant route to Charles Ross. Throws incomplete right through the hands of Charles Ross. And that pass was nearly intercepted as well by Joshua Howard. And it's very lucky Howard was unable to get hand on that throw.
Just a little bit high for Ross. Had it been a little bit lower, that might have gone to the house.
3rd down and 7 here for the Patriots. Colson in the gun. 2 receivers to his left side. Colson is going to look towards the sideline yet again to call an audible. And he's going to send Isaiah Quentin Jackson in at running back from right to left. So now Jackson Colson, 3rd down and 7. Shotgun formation. Colson takes the snap. He hands it off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who is stuffed at the 35-yard line almost instantly. Great penetration by this Glen defense. Making the tackle for Glen was Sebastian Laredo Allmiller. And that'll make it 4th down and 7 for the Patriots. Ball on the Glen 35-yard line. Patriots lead it 21-14, and they have a decision to make here. It looks like they're going to stay on the field and go for it.
Yeah, interesting. What do you go with right here? Do you use a slant route? That's been effective.
Colson is going to come out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his left. Jacob Martin in at tight end. He's going to be bundled up there with the offensive line, and they're going to throw a flag for a delay of game. That is not what you want on a 4th down, although it might be intentional from this space. The ball on the 35-yard line of Glen. Way too far for a field goal attempt from Jose Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'm like you. I think that was probably intentional to give Colson a little bit more room. Kind of in that no man's land of where you want to be if you want to punt the ball, because even a pooch punt could easily get into the end zone.
Eastview is going to wind up punting the ball away, so Jackson Colson will go back to the Eastview 45-yard line to punt this ball away, and back at the 10 to return for Glen is Townsley. And Townsley will signal for the fair catch, and this ball will take an Eastview bounce and roll into the end zone from the 5-yard line. And it looked like Charles Ross was out there doing his best to try to save it from rolling into the end zone.
Well, the Patriot kicking team lost sight of the ball in the air and didn't realize it was going over toward the right corner of the end zone. Had they noticed that, they could have been over there and actually down that ball right around the 2-yard line.
So the Patriots lead it 21-14 with 2:59 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance 3rd quarter. Glen getting their 2nd offensive series of this 2nd half, as it will be Noah Reichhold coming in at quarterback in the gun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 back on each side, and it's a handoff, a sweep to the right side to Stubblefield. And Stubblefield has nowhere to go. He can't quite break the edge. He gains a yard on that carry, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Grizzlies. Ball will be spotted at the Glen 21-yard line.
Perfect weather for Friday night football.
And now Reichhold is out at quarterback, and subbing back in is the original starter, Drew McGuire. So Drew McGuire, same formation, one back on each side. McGuire takes the snap, and it's a triple reverse option. And taking the snap to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Nothing but room on the sideline, to the 40, to the 50, into the Eastview territory, to the Eastview 30, to the 20. And finally shoved out of bounds on the reverse was Jaden Simpson. And he was knocked out of bounds by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Jaden Simpson, geez, a run from the Glen 21-yard line. About 51 yards. I'm sorry, Michael.
Interesting play right there. The block in the back actually broke him loose and set him free down the sideline that didn't get called. So a lot of holding and a lot of other blocking in the back and stuff that's not getting called tonight.
A 50-yard gain by Jaden Simpson, and on 1st and 10, the Glen Grizzlies will hurry up, and they hand it off to Stubblefield again, and Stubblefield rolls out to the right side. He gets a couple of great blocks, gets a first down, and gets inside the 10 before being shoved out of bounds by Cooper Namkin. And Glen, all of a sudden now, they go into hurry-up offense. They do another quarterback switch, and their offense is just – it's unstoppable almost now.
Well, Eastview had an opportunity because they had him in the backfield, and they didn't wrap up down around his ankles, and he was able to break free for that big run.
McGuire in the gun, hands it off to the back, and sweeping out to the left side and tackled inside the 5 on the carry is Shamir Nichols. As Glen will hurry up yet again, this Patriots defense looking very tired here. Now McGuire. It'll be 2nd down and 4 from the 4. And McGuire hands the ball off, sweeping left again and into the end zone for the touchdown. Yes, that is Nichols yet again. Shamir Nichols from 4 yards out scores on a sweep to the left. And pending the PAT, Glen is going to trail just by 1 point, 21-20, with 1:37 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter.
Well, you see what that momentum did right there, Travis. They got that big explosive play, and they started getting confidence. They're getting that confidence in their run game, and were very successful on that drive.
Rosas out to attempt the PAT. It is up, and it is good. So we've got a tie ball game yet again, 21-all, with 1:37 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter. We will have Eastview's response after this commercial break. Stay tuned. We've got a good one here in Georgetown. We will be right back after this.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, where the Glen Grizzlies have just tied it up with the Eastview Patriots, 21-21, after a 4-yard touchdown run by Nichols, one of the backup running backs. Shamir Nichols, as Rosas out at the 40-yard line to kick this ball off. Back deep to return at the 20, Isaiah Quentin Jackson and Charles Ross. Quentin Jackson will call for the fair catch. It will not be made. He will not attempt to return the ball or try to catch the ball. He will let it just bounce. And it will set up a 1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own 25-yard line. As the Patriots will look to respond after both teams have scored here in the third quarter, the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter. Patriots looking to retake the lead here. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Colson in the gun. 2 receivers to his right. It's a handoff to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks is just stuffed at the line of scrimmage as he has nowhere to go on that play. Getting in on the tackle for the Grizzlies, Oscar Noriega. And who else but Callan Guyton, who has just been all over the field on defense here tonight for the Grizzlies.
It looks like they give him a yard on the play.
They are indeed going to give Brooks 1 yard on that play, as it'll be 2nd down and 9. Colson now in the gun. 2 receivers to his left. Colson takes the snap, rolls out to the right, throws right, caught. Wow, somehow caught in coverage near the 40 and pushed out of bounds is Tyler Wagoner. And Wagoner able to pick up a first down for the Patriots. They'll mark him down at the 40-yard line, out of bounds, so the clock will temporarily stop with 58 seconds to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter. Colson on 1st and 10, ball on the 40. 2 receivers to his left. Colson throws over the middle, intended for Jacob Martin, falls incomplete. Just bounces off the fingertips of Jacob Martin. That pass was well overthrown to where Martin had to jump up to try to attempt to catch that ball. But he was in double coverage as well, Michael.
He was, and the bad thing about it, when you tip it up like that, you give opportunities to the defenders around you to make that interception right there.
So that will temporarily stop the clock with 53 seconds here. 2nd down and 10. Score is tied at 21. Colson in the gun. 2 receivers to his left. Colson takes the snap, drops back, looks right, throws right, has a man. It's Charles Ross. It's caught at the 35-yard line and immediately going out of bounds. Charles Ross with a huge catch on the coverage was Dominic Sullivan. But Ross able to jump up and make that catch and get both feet in bounds as he fell out of bounds.
Well, that's what Charles Ross brings to this team. He brings that special element of being able to make some of those difficult catches.
1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. Colson takes the snap, rolls, or tries to avoid the pressure, just throws that ball away to the right sideline. Charles Ross was in the area, but that will fall incomplete, bring up 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. The clock will stop with 31 seconds to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter. Score tied at 21.
I think Ross might have been a little bit confused on that because he was blocking and didn't let off his block in time enough to make the catch. He didn't realize that the ball was coming to him.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Patriots. In the gun, Jackson Colson, 2 receivers to his left side. Colson takes the snap, looks left, throws left. He's got a man. It's Michael Sedgwick. Falls incomplete at the 15-yard line. Boy, if Michael Sedgwick had been able to haul that in, that would have been a touchdown for sure for the Patriots.
Oh, for sure it would have been. But he got tangled up with Townsley, and Townsley gets just enough of a push on him to cause him to stumble just a bit that threw him off his rhythm and unable to make that catch.
That'll make it 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line. The clock is stopped with 25 seconds to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter. Score tied at 21. Colson in the gun. 2 receivers to his left side. Colson takes the snap, throws right, caught by Charles Ross at the 30. Charles Ross dodges his tackler and makes it to the 25-yard line before being shoved out of bounds by Glenn's Johnny Nguyen, and that is not enough for the first down for the Patriots. They'll still have a few more yards. They are going to. My mistake, as the chains are on the opposite side of the field. And now the Patriots coaching staff is all on the field at the 30-yard line, looking over something. I think I don't know what they're doing. It's almost as if they were trying to argue the spot of the ball, but it's in their favor. So now 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Colson, it's a quarterback. He hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks. Colson just did a great job on the fake. Brooks tries to rush up the middle, but runs into a wall. As you said, Michael, Glenn is just stacking the box there with their defensive linemen and their linebackers, and they're basically daring the Patriots to throw the ball.
Yeah, they're playing a 5-man front, and it's really tough to run up the middle right now. Eastview had some success earlier in the game with it, but right now the inside lanes are being plugged up by that 5-man front of the Grizzlies. So they're really having to work outside and rely a lot on Colson's arm.
That will do it for the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter. We will take a brief commercial break as we get set for the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter and what should be a thrilling conclusion to this ball game. The score is tied at 21 apiece, and the Patriots are driving. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a third-generation resident of Williamson County, his knowledge will assure you will receive the best price for your purchase or sell. Don't wait. Contact Glenn today at PattersonPropertiesTX.com.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, where at the start of the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter, the Patriots and the Grizzlies are tied at 21 apiece. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. I'm Travis Banks. He's Michael Francis. It'll be second down and 10, ball on the Patriots' own, the Glen 25-yard line for the Patriots, and is a fake play gone horribly, horribly wrong, as it looked like they handed the ball off to Michael Sedgwick, and Sedgwick pitched the ball to another receiver, and that pass just fell wildly incomplete, and that's going to be a huge loss for the Patriots. They're going to be a loss of at least 11, and it will be a loss of 11. This will set up third down and 21 for the Patriots, and this is not where they wanted to be.
Definitely not. They tried to go with a little trickeration there and do a triple option, and it ended up backfiring on them.
Third down and 21 for the Patriots. Colson in the gun. Two receivers to his right. Colson takes the snap, drops back, throws over the middle. It's caught by Jacob Martin at the 25. Jacob Martin makes it to the 20. He might have lost the ball, and Glenn signaling that they have it.
Now the referee said it was down.
Okay. So Jacob Martin able to hold on to the ball. A scary moment. It'll still set up a fourth down for the Patriots. Fourth down and 5. And now they have a decision to make. Do they need to kick a field goal or go for it? And they will stay on the field. The offense will stay on the field. Fourth down and 5. Ball at the 20. Colson, shotgun formation. Two receivers to the left. He's going to take some direction from Coach Fekoch on the sideline. Colson now calling some audibles, informing his line of the situation. Colson takes the snap, drops back, scrambles right, throws right, caught inside the 10. It's Charles Ross. Charles Ross having a huge game after sitting out the entire first half. He makes it inside the 10. They're going to rule him out of bounds at the 7-yard line. So Charles Ross converts that fourth down, and now the Patriots are hurrying up. Gun formation, two receivers to the left. It's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who rushes left. Quentin Jackson inside the 5, and Quentin Jackson is tackled from behind and brought down. A wrestling-style German suplex made by Slade Joseph. I'm sorry, that was Jacoby Hines making the tackle there for Glenn. Numbers all starting to bunch up together. These Glenn jerseys, these white Glenn jerseys, as it'll be second down and goal from the 3. Colson now. It's a handoff to a Quentin Jackson. Up the middle, Quentin Jackson. Did he break the plane? Yes! Isaiah Quentin Jackson from 3 yards out. The Patriots retake the lead thanks to another Isaiah Quentin Jackson touchdown run. 9:51 remaining in the game.
Outstanding second effort by Quentin Jackson to extend over the goal line, and there was no doubt that the ball crossed over the goal line.
Jose Rodriguez out to attempt the PAT now. And Rodriguez's kick is up. And it is good. So just like that, the Patriots retake the lead with 9:51 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter. The Patriots lead it over Glenn 28-21. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors. We'll see if Glenn can tie it up here, and we're in for some exciting action, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
We're back here at Birkelbach Field, Georgetown ISD Stadium, where Isaiah Quentin Jackson puts it in from 3 yards out, and the Patriots retake the lead 28-21 over Glenn.
Dominating offensive performance right there, Travis. They put the ball in the air. They have a good mix of some ground game. And that score actually came right up the middle.
Brandon Hernandez out to attempt this kickoff. and he's going to make a short kick taken at the 25-yard line by Alexander Townsley, and Townsley can't quite use his speed. He was rushing up the middle this time. He did make it about 15 yards, just shy of the 40, before being brought down, and this will set up pretty decent field position for Glenn, all things considered, as they trail 28-21, 9:47 to go here in the ball game.
Well, Eastview picks up some momentum here, gets some momentum back in their favor. Now they just need to make some defensive stops.
Drew McGuire will come in at quarterback now for the Grizzlies. He'll come out in the gun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 back on each side. McGuire now takes the snap, and it's a handoff to the back. Running to the left and getting the edge is number 13, Stubblefield again, and Stubblefield makes it about 5 yards before being shoved out of bounds at the Glen sideline, and looks like there might be some extracurricular activities at the Glen sideline. Not too sure. No flags have been thrown, but looks like everything was just a mass of bodies there, as this will set up second down for the Grizzlies. Second down at about 5. Correction, it'll be second down and 6. Ball will be on the Glen 42-yard line. I'm sorry.
Tell you what, Stubblefield is just slippery as an eel. He gets stacked up and spins out of it and able to break through tackles.
McGuire in the gun, 2 receivers to his right, 2 backs, and it's a handoff again to Stubblefield, who rushes left and spins around, can't quite get anywhere. He gained maybe a yard on that play. Stubblefield brought down by, that was Darian Shanklin on the tackle there. And now third down and 5 for Glenn. They're going to try to hurry up. Shotgun formation for McGuire. 2 receivers on each side. McGuire takes the snap, rolls out to the right side. He's under pressure. He throws right, caught at the 50-yard line. That is Jaden Simpson, who has had a huge game tonight. He picks up a first down and just a little extra for the Grizzlies, as they are just shy of crossing into Patriot territory. It'll be marked down at the 50-yard line. First down and 10 for the Grizzlies. McGuire in the gun, 2 receivers on each side. He sends Stubblefield in motion from right to left. McGuire rolls out left after taking the snap. McGuire under pressure. He throws left and falls incomplete. The pass intended for, that was Jarvis Henderson, but there was a little bit of a miscommunication there, as McGuire was trying to throw on the run and just kind of underthrew the intended receiver, Henderson. Darian Shanklin on the coverage for the Patriots on that play. Brings up second down and 10 from the 50-yard line. Drew McGuire now in the gun. 3 receivers to his left. Drew McGuire sends a man in motion from left to right. McGuire takes the snap, drops back, throws right, tipped, and falls in. No, it is caught. That is caught by Jaden Simpson. Jaden Simpson runs it all the way in for a touchdown. What just happened there? The pass was tipped by, it looked like it was either Darian Shanklin or Jordan Oswald, and it just hung in the air, and Jaden Simpson was able to he was just able to make the catch somehow there and run it all the way in untouched, 50 yards for the Grizzlies score, and now they're a PAT away from tying this ball game.
Boy, this is a barn burner right here between these back and forth.
My goodness, Simpson, who had a 43-yard catch earlier in the ball game at the end of the second quarter that set the Grizzlies up for a score, he does it again, and the PAT by Rosas is up, and it is good. So with 8:49 to go here in the ball game, we are tied yet again at 28 apiece. We'll take a brief commercial break, and when we return, it'll be the Patriots back on offense, seeing if they can retake the lead. We've got a good one here, folks. It's a barn burner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105. Back here at Birkelbach Field, where after
one of those miracle touchdown throws from quarterback Drew McGuire to wide receiver Jaden Simpson, 50 yards. It was tipped by a Patriot defender and hung in the air. Jaden Simpson able to still make the catch and ran it all the way in untouched for a 50-yard touchdown. Ties this ball game up at 28 apiece as the kickoff is taken by Isaiah Quentin Jackson at the 20. Isaiah Quentin Jackson breaks free to the 40, to the 50, and he breaks a guy's ankles, and he's tackled just after crossing into Glenn territory, and he's brought down is Isaiah Quentin Jackson by number 32. That is Ryan Mula, and there is a flag on the field as well. We'll see what this flag is all about, Michael. You were paying a little more attention to me to the referees. I don't even see where they threw that flag.
It's at the 40-yard line.
It'll be a penalty on the Patriots. It'll set them back 10 yards. So a great kickoff return by Isaiah Quentin Jackson that would have put the Patriots into Glenn territory, or at least near the 50-yard line, is brought back. And so now they will set up shop at their own 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Ball is on their own 31-yard line. Jackson Colson in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to his right side. He's going to send in man in motion from right to left. And it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks rushes left. Can't quite get the edge. He makes it to about the 35-yard line before being pushed out of bounds by a duo of Glenn defenders, and Oscar Noriega being the one to get Amarian Brooks out of bounds. This will make it 2nd down and manageable for the Patriots, as we'll take a brief timeout. There is an injured player on the field. Not sure which team it is for. And it is going to be over on the Patriots sideline. And that is not good. That's a Marion Brooks, who is stumbling off of the field under his own power, but he looks to be hurt pretty badly. And considering that he and Isaiah Quentin Jackson are really good runners, they're part of that two-headed monster, that's going to be a big blow if he has to sit out any more of this ball game with it tied 28-all, 8:31 remaining here in the ball game, Michael.
Yeah, he's the big, powerful, short yardage back that you rely on.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots. Ball on their own 35-yard line. Colson in the pistol. 2 receivers to his right. He drops back to throw. Pass intended for Michael Sedgwick. Falls incomplete, but the flags will fly. It will be pass interference called on the defender Dominic Sullivan.
Yeah, that's his 3rd pass interference penalty of the night.
He has been closely guarding either Michael Sedgwick or Charles Ross or Peyton Adams, no matter who it is. He's on these players like white on rice, so the Patriots will move forward after this penalty. It will be an automatic 1st down for the Patriots, and we'll see where the referees spot the ball. Should be a 15-yard penalty, so it'll be close to the 50-yard line. It will indeed be spotted at the Patriots' own 47-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Patriots. Jackson Colson in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to his right. Colson sends his man in motion right to left. Colson takes the snap, hands the ball off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who just runs into a wall of defenders, but he's able to barrel his way past the 50 and into Glenn territory. It'll be 2nd down and manageable here for the Patriots.
Some good power running by Quentin Jackson on that play, especially when he takes it up the gut off that right tackle and into the 2nd level of the defense.
2nd down and 6. It's another hand off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who is tackled in the backfield. Great penetration by the defensive line of Glenn. A number of defenders in on that tackle there, including Jacob Hines, one of the linebackers. So Glenn coming with some pressure, and the linebackers and defensive line able to get in on that.
Yeah, loses 2 yards on the play.
This will make it 3rd down and 8. Ball back in Patriots' side of the field, 49-yard line. Colson takes the snap, drops back, throws left. Intended for Michael Sedgwick, falls incomplete at the 30. And again, Sullivan on the defensive coverage. No flags this time. This will set up a 4th down and potentially a punting situation for the Patriots. 7:20 to go here. Ball game tied at 28 all.
And Sullivan got away with one right there. Again, he was all over the back of Michael Sedgwick. Didn't get flagged for it that time.
So Jackson Colson will punt the ball away from the Patriots' own 35-yard line, and back to return of the 24 Glenn is Jarvis Henderson. And Colson's punt is up. It's a high punt that has some distance, and I'm sorry, that is not Henderson, as the ball will bounce into the end zone. It was Jaden Simpson back deep to return. Not that it matters, because that ball will not be returned. It will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So now Glenn will get the ball at their own 20-yard line, and the way their offense has been working, they might be able to take the lead here, Michael, with 7:10 to go in the Rob Hipp Insurance 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's what you get nervous about. You got to really make a stop here. You got to be the one to stop this offense of the Grizzlies, and Eastview has just had a hard time closing the deal and keeping their offense off the field.
So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line for Glenn. McGuire in at quarterback, and he hands the ball off to Morris, and Morris has nowhere to go. He runs into a wall of Patriots defensive linemen, and on the tackle there was Luke Brown, as Glenn is going to hurry up here. Clock just under 7 minutes to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance 4th quarter. Score tied at 28 all. And now McGuire takes the snap in the gun all alone, rolls out to the left, gets a great block and stops to pass, but decides to scramble the ball anyway, rolls up to the 25-yard line before running out of bounds. And this will set up a 3rd down and manageable for Glenn here. Patriots need a stop desperately now. Gain of 4 yards officially on that scramble by Drew McGuire. And so it'll be 3rd down and 6, ball on the Glenn 24-yard line. Glenn now setting up in the shotgun formation. Or no, McGuire's under center now. Ace formation. McGuire takes the snap, hands the ball off to Morris. Or was that Henderson? I believe it was Henderson now. Henderson, yes, on the carry. And he gets a 1st down. He's brought down at the 30. Boy, Glenn. I'm sorry, that was Morris on the carry. And a very late flag. And are they going to say something is that on the Glenn coaching staff?
No, I'm not sure. I'm thinking that it might be. I don't know if they're waving it off. Sideline warning.
So it is going to be on Glenn head coach Rob Schoenfeld.
So just a warning. They didn't penalize him.
Score tied at 28 all. Glenn in control, 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. 6:14 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance 4th quarter. McGuire takes the snap from the gun. It's a hand off to who else but Stubblefield? No, that is not Stubblefield. That is Shamir Nichols. I'm sorry. Nichols tries to rush out to the right side, can't quite get the edge, and he's going to be ruled down. No gain on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Grizzlies. Shotgun formation yet again for Drew McGuire. He'll have 2 receivers on each side. Morris in at running back on McGuire's left. Sends a man in motion. It's Nichols from right to left. McGuire takes the snap, rolls out to the left. He's under pressure by Jordan Oswald. McGuire, he has to scramble the ball away, and he's hit big after gaining about 2 yards. That was Thomas Thornburg on a huge hit that would probably be called targeting in the NFL. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 8 for the Grizzlies. If the Patriots can get a stop here, it would be huge for their momentum and keep this ball game tied at 28 as the clock continues to tick. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Shotgun formation for the Grizzlies. 3 receivers to the right. McGuire takes the snap, fakes a handoff, drops back to throw. He has all day. He rolls out to the right side. He scrambles up the middle now, scrambles to the left. He's under pressure, and he just throws this ball away to the Glenn sideline. Pass will fall incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. The clock will stop with 4:50 to go here, tied at 28 all. It'll be 4th down and 8 and Glenn will send out their punting unit.
Well, that's the stop that you needed to make right there. Now you need to go down here and control the clock. Don't score too quickly and get you a score. You got almost 5 minutes left, 4:50 on the clock.
Isaiah Quentin Jackson back to return at the 40-yard line. Glenn's punt is up, and it's going to be a high, short kick. Isaiah Quentin Jackson will call, signal for, and make the fair catch at about the 43-yard line. So it will be very good field position for the Patriots as they take over. 4:42 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter. The score tied at 28.
What an outstanding ball game this has been, Travis, between these two clubs.
Well, a reminder that the winner of this game will control their own destiny in District 13-5A, because the winner of this game will basically have sole possession of third place for at least the next week, as Weiss and Brenham will still be tied for first if they can win their games tonight. They are, of course, heading into tonight undefeated, as on 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. It's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who tries to rush towards the left hash mark, gains maybe 2 yards on that carry, brought down by one of the Glenn defensive linemen. That was making the tackle. That was Rudy Martinez.
Oh, look who's on the field.
Oh, Marion Brooks is back. That's good to see him back on the field after looking to be injured on the last offensive series for the Patriots. It'll be 2nd down and 8, ball on the 45-yard line. The Patriots now. Jackson Colson takes the snap from the pistol formation, throws to the left side. He intended for Michael Sedgwick, overthrows Sedgwick at the 25-yard line, I should say. Dominic Sullivan on the coverage there, and he was just not giving Sedgwick any space.
No, he was with him step for step, so he did a great job, took the inside part of the field away from him, and he couldn't make that curl back toward the pass, and just goes overhead, incomplete.
It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots. Clock is stopped with 4:01 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter. Score tied at 28. Ball on the Eastview 45-yard line. Shotgun formation for Colson. 2 receivers on each side. Colson takes the snap, drops back, rolls out to the right side, looking for a man, has nobody, continues to run. He throws right, and the pass falls incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Quentin Jackson, but Isaiah Quentin Jackson was in triple coverage, had nowhere to go, and now the Patriots are going to be forced to punt again.
Now Colson escapes the pocket and in that layer of protection, and I was hoping that a receiver would come open, and he had Kalen Guyton just running him down and putting a lot of pressure on him. He could never set his feet to get an accurate pass downfield. The good thing is that he threw it low and would have made it hard for anybody to catch.
Guyton has been all over this field, as before the punt can even be set up, referee throws a flag. It's going to be an illegal substitution on Eastview. So that will set them back a couple of yards. Really not much. It's not going to change the downage or anything. Jaden Simpson is going to be back deep to return for Glenn at the 25-yard line. Jackson Colson out to punt this ball away for Eastview. And we know Simpson is a very dangerous return man. So we'll see what Colson decides to do. If he decides to punt the ball out of bounds or risk a return. Colson now. 8 seconds on the play clock. And they're going to wind this play clock down because the clock is ticking. 3:50 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter. The punt is high, and it is up. It takes a Glenn bounce inside the 10, rolls out towards the sideline at the 5-yard line, and it will be down by Eastview. So a great punt by Jackson Colson, a little bit of luck, and now Glenn will have to go 95 yards in order to score a touchdown to retake the lead. Of course, with only 3:38 to go here in the ball game, they could run down the clock and kick a field goal to win this game. You never know what could happen. It's Friday Night Lights in Texas, Michael.
That's it. That's what it comes down to. So you've whittled the clock down to 3:38, and okay, what did we say? Whoever has the ball last is probably going to win this ball game.
And tied at 28 all, Glenn has a chance to take the lead here. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on their own 6-yard line. Glenn, McGuire in at quarterback. 3 receivers to the right. from shotgun formation. McGuire takes the snap, rolls out to the right side. He's in his own end zone. He just makes a desperation throw out of bounds, and that pass is just going to be ruled thrown away. It was intended for Jarvis Henderson in the vicinity, but there was nobody who was going to make that catch.
Tell you what, Roland Hines is awfully, awfully lucky that they did not call roughing the passer on him. McGuire had gotten rid of the ball and was at least a second out of it when Hines buried him into the ground.
2nd down and 10. Clock is stopped with 3:30 to go here in the ball game. 28 all is the score. Shotgun formation. McGuire takes the snap, throws over the middle. He's got a wide open man at the 30 to the 40, and brought down at the 40-yard line is the tight end for Glenn. That was Kobe Sorrell, a junior tight end. He was tackled. Looked like it was Thomas Thornburg making the tackle there. And wow, what a play by Glenn. Gets them great field position now and a first down.
Well, he hadn't been targeted all night long, and he breaks free up the middle, and there was no safety there to play that coverage, and makes a big play.
1st and 10. McGuire takes the snap from the gun, rolls out to the right side, throws right, caught over the middle at the 50-yard line, and immediately hit, making the catch. That was Henderson, and he's brought down by a trio of Patriots defenders. That was Thomas Thornburg again making the tackle there for the Patriots, and it'll be a decent gain of about 8 yards for the Grizzlies there. And now the Grizzlies, 2nd down and 2, ball on the 50-yard line. The Grizzlies in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the left. They send a man in motion from left to right. McGuire hands the ball off to the man in motion. It is, oh my gosh, breaking free. It is Stubblefield, and Stubblefield down to the 20 to the 10, and he makes it. Did he get the touchdown? No, he's going to be ruled out of bounds.
No,
okay, he did make the touchdown. I was looking at the line judge. I'm sorry. Stubblefield runs it in for a touchdown. Good grief, that was 50 yards. Stubblefield, another big play given up by this Eastview defense. Stubblefield he dodged a couple of tackles, ran towards the Eastview sideline, broke free, and 50 yards later, wow. As Fernando Rosas out to attempt the PAT, the kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, the Grizzlies retake the lead. No team has led by more than 7 points in this ball game. The Patriots will get the ball back right after this. They trail 35-28, 2:22 to go here in the ball game. We'll have the thrilling conclusion to this ball game right after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Back here at Bergelbach Field, where the Glen Grizzlies have just taken their first lead since early in the first quarter, as they lead at 35-28 over the Eastview Patriots. 2:22 to go here in the ball game in the Rob Hipp Insurance fourth quarter. As the kickoff is up and it is high, it's going to be taken at the 20-yard line by Charles Ross, and Charles Ross makes it to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. He breaks free and is finally brought down by Jaden DePina at about the 40-yard line. So a great return by Charles Ross of about 20 yards, and it will get the Patriots in decent field position here as they trail by 7.
Yeah, you got to go down there and get the score and then hope to contain to take it into overtime, which Eastview is not a stranger to overtime.
Of course not. They defeated Westwood in Week 1 in overtime. 1st and 10, ball on the 40. Jackson Colson takes the snap from the shotgun formation, rolls out to the right side. He throws right. It is intercepted. It is intercepted at the 50-yard line by Glenn and brought down at the 45-yard line. He lost about 5 yards on that interception. Making the interception was Bryson Hunter, and that is not what Jackson Colson or the Patriots needed right now, trailing by 7 points with 2 minutes to go here in the ball game.
Nope, that is definitely not what you needed. And Grizzlies have all 3 of their timeouts. Patriots have all 3 of their timeouts. So you can look for Coach Vikoch to start using some timeouts here to kind of help keep the clock at a minimum.
Oh, my goodness. What a defensive play by the Glen Grizzlies. They lead it 35-28. 2:04 to go here in the ball game, and another critical interception thrown by Jackson Colson at home in a big game. Second time this season. And now McGuire in the pistol formation. He hands the ball off to Morris, who runs into a wall at the line of scrimmage. It was 1st and 10 ball on the Glen 46-yard line, and Morris will have nowhere to go on that run.
Looks like he loses a yard.
And Eastview will use their first timeout of this second half. We'll go ahead and keep it right here as Michael, it comes under pressure, and Jackson Colson throws his first interception. I believe that was the first turnover of the game as well.
Yeah.
Just a horrible time for a turnover. And I'm going to double-check the stats real quick. I believe that was Jackson Colson. Yes, it was only his 3rd interception of the season. Coming into tonight, he had 18 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions. No touchdown passes on the evening. He did have a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out earlier in the ball game. So now he'll have 18 touchdowns and 3 interceptions on the season. That is not what the Patriots needed right there in this big ball game.
No, you got to make a serious defensive stop right here. No, you got to look at Glenn. They are in control, and they want to run as much time off the clock as they can. So look for them to keep it on the ground.
As it'll be 2nd down and 11, ball on the Glen 45-yard line. Pistol formation. The Grizzlies will send a man in motion, and it is Stubblefield, and Stubblefield nearly tackled in the backfield as he tries to roll out to the left side. Can't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Loses a yard, maybe 2 on that carry. He was tackled by Justin Nazer, and Eastview will call their second timeout of the ball game. The clock will stop with 1:50 remaining here in the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter. The Grizzlies leading 35-28. It'll be 3rd down and 13 now for Glenn.
Well, you know what? If they would have been able to make that tackle on the first contact, he would have been tackled 6 yards in the backfield.
And that would have been a huge, huge defensive play for the Patriots.
But Stubblefield, as we've seen all night long, Travis, he's just wiry, and he's able to escape tackles and make people miss. He's been really effective running the edges tonight for the Grizzlies.
Again, clock is stopped with 1:50 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter. The Grizzlies lead it 35-28 over the Patriots. Patriots have taken their second timeout, and they head back onto the field. It'll be 3rd down and 13 for Glenn. Ball on Glenn's own 43-yard line. Glenn will come out in the shotgun formation. McGuire, 3 receivers to his right side. Running back to his right, it's Morris. McGuire takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Morris. It's a draw play, and Morris will pick up a great amount of yardage, and he's being dragged. Morris gets the first down, and he breaks free from another tackler. He makes it all the way to the Eastview 30-yard line. A huge first down run by the running back, Morris, Julian Morris, and Glenn. I think they just took this ball game.
I think they probably did. Barring a miracle here, he was able to get out of bounds, stop the clock, and wait for the chains to move up. Eastview's making great first contact. They're just not able to wrap up. He's a big, bruising back and able to break through arm tackles, and that's what we saw from the Patriot defense on that run right there, not able to make the stop. At first point of contact, they had him at the line of scrimmage.
So now on 1st down and 10, ball on the Eastview 39-yard line. Glenn will just hand the ball off, and Eastview will take their final timeout of the evening. No gain on this rushing play for Glenn, and the clock will stop with 1:33 to go here. Grizzlies 35, Patriots 28. And now with no timeouts left, 90 seconds on the clock, Glenn can pretty much just kneel this clock out.
Yeah, it's that interception is the lone turnover of the game, and that's the difference maker in this game right here.
And the one turnover of the game, you know, Michael, it was funny. You were saying whoever has this ball last is going to win the game. it kind of turns out this way with Glenn, but it was not in the way that we thought with the way the scoring was going here, the back and forth scoring. It ended up being Jackson Colson throwing his third interception of the season that sealed the victory for Glenn.
Glenn just able to make some really quick scores tonight. They had numerous explosive plays for big yardage, and that's been the key to their success tonight, and ultimately maybe their victory.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Glenn in the pistol formation. It's a handoff to Morris, who rushes to the left side and can't be tackled. He gains a huge amount of yards, about 6 or 7, nearly gets the first down. He's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line is Julian Morris. And on the tackle for that play was Justin Nazer. And now the clock will continue to tick as Morris was brought down inbounds. We have exactly 1 minute left in this ball game now. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Glenn will just take their sweet time. They are in no rush as they lead by 7, 35-28. And now Glenn setting up. Shotgun formation, one running back on each side. It's a handoff to Stubblefield. Stubblefield rushes up the middle, gets the first down, and is brought down at about the 25-yard line. And that'll be that'll get a first down for Glenn, and that should do it for this ball game.
Yep, that's it. There's only about 10 seconds difference between the play clock and the game clock.
We need to see one final kneel down here for Glenn.
They're in victory formation. And that'll do it.
So Glenn will sweep this 2-year season series with the Eastview Patriots. They will march into Birkelbach Field and hand the Patriots their second loss of the season, 35-28. Their second home loss of the season, the second loss by 35 points, Michael. A bit of a weird situation if you're into a superstition like that, but Patriots led for a majority of the game. Glenn led at the beginning of the first quarter after they scored their first touchdown. Eastview tied it up and took over from there. They never trailed until Stubblefield's 50-yard touchdown run with 2:22 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn came in there and they took care of their business. They made some big runs and made some key stops when they needed to. The difference, the turnover, the interception is what it is. Both teams were probably playing a little rough tonight. The block in the back here, a hold here, and not getting it called. The referees let them play more than you typically see, and that interception made all the difference. That turnover made the difference in the ball game, and Glenn took advantage of their opportunities and took advantage of Eastview's miscues, and it bought them the victory tonight.
It did indeed. So even better for the Grizzlies, even worse for the Patriots, is that now the Grizzlies control their own destiny here in District 13-5A. Remember that the winner of this game will move up to 3-1 in district play, meaning Glenn will now improve their overall record to 4-3 overall. They will move to 3-1 in district play. Eastview will fall to 5-2 overall, 2-2 in district play. We will check on some of those other scores throughout the district here in just a moment, but Eastview now in solid control of 4th place. They might even be tied depending on how the Cedar Creek and Elgin games go. We will check on that in just a moment. But again, Weiss and Brenham on top of the district standings. They should remain undefeated tonight. We'll see. We'll check on that in just a moment.
Yeah, and next week or Thursday, you got to go down to Pflugerville to the field and take on district-leading Weiss. And they've been playing strong, and you've got to rebound. That's a tough rebound to have to go to coming off this loss tonight. So you've lost 2 district games versus one versus Brenham, and then tonight versus the Grizzlies, and now you got to face Weiss coming up, and the rest of the way is no slouch. District 13-5AD2 is a really tough district. It is a competitive district. Beyond Weiss, you've got Cedar Creek, which will be back here in 2 weeks, and that'll be our final home game of the season. And then you have to travel down to Elgin to finish out the season. You can't look past Elgin. That first half, they were only down by 7 and had only allowed Brenham to score 7 points in that first half. So you can't look past them and think that that's going to be a win in your pocket. You're going to have to play tough the rest of the way to make sure that you can get a playoff spot, or you may be on the outside looking in.
Speaking of those score updates, we've got a couple of final scores to report. First, from Brenham 21, Elgin 0. That's score final. So Brenham will remain atop the District 13 5A standings at 4-0, 6-1 overall. Elgin falls to 2-5 overall, 1-3 in district, and of course, still tied with Brenham is Weiss. They eked out a win, 17-16 over Cedar Creek. Of course, that game also taking place on the SHN Sports Network. So Weiss tied for first place in district, 6-1 overall, 4-0 undefeated in district. Cedar Creek falls to 4-3, 1-3 overall in district play. And as you said, Michael, huge matchup this Thursday night down in Pflugerville at the field.
Absolutely. It's a huge matchup, and really a must-win game for the Patriots, but it's a tall order at this point right now against a very tough Weiss football team.
One other score that we had that is not final yet, but looks to be as it is in the fourth quarter already. Marble Falls at home beating Bastrop 45-29. Marble Falls about to pick up their first win of the season. They will move up to 1-3 in district play, 1-6 overall. Bastrop, should that score hold, will fall to 3-4 overall, 0-4 in district play. So things are not going well for the Bastrop Bears, as if that score holds, they will remain the only winless team in District 13 5A, and Eastview will be tied. Actually, trying to do the standings of the math in my head. I believe Eastview will have sole possession of fourth place, as most of these squads have fallen to 1-3 in district play, outside of Weiss, Brenham, and of course Glenn. So Eastview will remain at 500 in district play.
So some other scores around the area that you may be interested in hearing. Westlake over Del Valley, 62-10 in the third quarter. Anderson 56 over Austin High, 35. In the third quarter, here's a surprise, is Aikens 20-13 over Bowie. Aikens last week played Anderson and ended up losing that game in the fourth quarter, and that was a very, very close game. Very impressed in what I saw in Austin Aikens, as they tackle hard and they ball hawk, and when you play them, you know that you've played somebody that definitely knows how to hit. And then some others, you already mentioned Weiss. I'm seeing some of these others come through. Another final, Vandergrift 42, Westwood 17. So Westwood falls to district-leading Vandergrift. I think Vandergrift just a tough school.
3-4 overall for Westwood. They fall to 2-3 in district play.
Georgetown 35, Pflugerville 12 in District 11 5A. And then the final, and this was versus Round Rock and Stony Point. Round Rock squeaks out a 34-31 victory over Stony Point. In District 13 6A, Hayes 55, Lehman 7. Seguin 33, McCallum 14, and that's our by-district. That's by-district 411 5A. So that's not ours, but Vista Ridge 42, Cedar Ridge 42 out of District 13 6A. So there's another tough matchup right there. Vista Ridge is, they've been a pretty solid program. A big surprise over the course of this season. They were doing better than they were projected to do, and they're playing a good Cedar Ridge team, and they're all knotted up at 42. So a lot of offense going on in that ball game. Manor up 28-21 over Connolly in the third. Let's see what other ones we got. Northeast Reagan is 12-6 over Travis. So, you know what? Between those two programs, you got two teams that have struggled to put any offense together, playing each other, and so you're seeing who's the better of the lesser teams, I guess you could say. I don't really want to say anything insulting about them. They're just not very good teams. Manor 42, Conley 28 in the fourth quarter. And that's pretty much, well, SHN Sports, McNeil 28, Leander 3. So Leander loses a heartbreaker.
Tough times
tonight,
for that Leander squad out there.
They're winless. Latest score from Gupton in Cedar Park, Hutto is up 16-13 over Cedar Park in the fourth quarter with 10:35. That game should be getting pretty close. That score was updated 17 minutes ago, so lot going on in the area tonight. Some good quality football. Vista Ridge here just goes final, and they defeat Cedar Ridge 49-42. So, like I said, a lot of offense in that game. Final, Marble Falls 45, Bastrop 37. So Bastrop able to put some more points on the board before they fall. And see if any other finals have come in. And that's it for that. So, you know, heartbreaking loss tonight for Eastview. They had control of the ball game for probably 3/4 of the ball game. You know, they controlled their destiny with it. And late in the fourth quarter, Colson throws that interception and totally turned things around. Glenn goes down and scores off that interception, takes the lead for the first time since the first quarter, and Eastview unable to come back from that. They fall, they turn it back over and just unfortunately take the loss tonight on the chin. So hopefully look to bounce back versus a outstanding Weiss team next week.
They will indeed. Second home loss of the season for the Patriots. Second loss overall. They've got one home game remaining that will be in 2 weeks against Cedar Creek. As for both of these squads, next week the Patriots, of course, will play on Thursday night. They will head down to Pflugerville to the field to take on the district co-leader Weiss, the Weiss Wolves. That game will kick off at 7 p.m. on Thursday night. Myself and Michael will be there. We will go live with our broadcast about 10 minutes before 7, so we hope you will tune in to that broadcast. Again, we will be able to stream live video of that broadcast because it is Thursday night, not Friday night. We're not bound by the UIL rules for that broadcast. As for Glenn, they will head home next week to take on Marble Falls, who, of course, just picked up that big win against Bastrop, so they'll come into that game with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, they will, and you know, it's good to get at least one under your belt, and so they've knocked that goose egg off, and now they have a win under the belt, and they get to taste that for a week and go over to Glenn and see if they can continue their winning ways. So I need to get one more sponsor in, Travis, and then we can call that good. So we'll go to our sponsor, and we'll be right back with you to wrap things up from Birkelbach Field.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a third-generation resident of Williamson County, his knowledge will assure you will receive the best price for your purchase or sell. Don't wait. Contact Glenn today at PattersonPropertiesTX.com.
And, of course, a special shout-out to all of our sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. That would be Georgetown Jewelry, Glenn Patterson Realtor, Courtney Home Inspections, Oak Ridge Disciple House, and Rob Hip Insurance. Michael, before we get out of here, I know it's kind of tough after a loss, but your pick for player of the game on the Eastview side?
I think we're going to have to look at Wagner for that. I mean, even though in the second half Charles Ross came in and made 2 spectacular catches, I think you got to look at the whole body of work for the whole game. And Tyler Wagner was a go-to for Jackson Colson tonight, and he did very good and took advantage of the opportunities that came his way. So I'm looking at Tyler Wagner for player of the game tonight.
I can't really argue much with that, Michael. So Tyler Wagner, Eastview Player of the Game, outstanding effort. And we hope to see a lot more of Tyler Wagner on Thursday night as the Patriots will head down to Pflugerville to play the Weiss Wolves at the Field, 7 p.m. Thursday night. That game, of course, will be broadcast live here on SHN Sports with complete video coverage. We hope you tune in for that. Any final thoughts, Michael?
No, I think we've about wore all that out. So we're ready for Thursday and looking forward to hopefully another Eastview Patriot victory and get back on the winning track.
And once again, your final score from Birkelbach Field, the Glen Grizzlies 35, the Eastview Patriots 28. Eastview falls to 5-2 overall, 2-2 in district. He's Michael Francis. I'm Travis Banks. Have a safe and happy weekend, and we'll see you Thursday night from the field. Until then, so long from the Lone Star State.